Reapers is down straight away. Some good shots off right there, leaving Aurora in a bit of a pickle. Only 2 players alive. They're over towards the north side of test track, but a good showing there from Godlike. IQ inside the building as Hyungmin gets sniped out by the M24 from AKOP at Red.
Oh भाई let's go भाई. तो देखते हैं कि भाई क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा. बहुत सी टीम में फाइट में आईजी की तरफ से एफवाईजी को नॉक किया जाता है.
Just playing on the lip of the window here. T24 downed outside. IQ trying to play off his info, bait around here just towards the other side. He's got back up in Falak. Oh, good pre-fire. Expected to peek. That one's going to do a little bit of chip damage, but he wants the whole hog. Charges back in, door closed, spams around, upsets Falak on the peak, but the response comes back over from IQ, charging him down with the SMG.
Honestly, for Tizzy there, he's working no vest.
Bye.
Playing like he has got all the armor in the world. That's 12k, 6 bullets.
Nice, heavy.
Can't quite
heavy.
The jump out there, tried to go for the drop shot on that one. So easy, is good to go though. Gets the players in position. But this is all the way over right on the north side of the map. So a bit of to go. He also popping off over towards the likes of Alula.
तो क्या होता है भाई, देखते हैं क्या होता है, कौन सी टीम कैसा खेलती है.
Back in, function Red Force.
पहली मतलब अभी तो वैसे तो
we know that they like to flex out around stadium, get themselves some eliminations where they can. Already started off in a good way over towards Flash. Those 3 points are further towards that smash rule. We have seen multiple times in international before. We get to those finals, teams
fourth drive जो है वो fourth drive के हेल्थ की ला चुकी है
point on the second match.
अच्छा ओरंगटन
lucky
fourth drive इनके आपस में फाइट हो सकती है. देखते हैं कि भाई क्या होता है, किसकी क्या फाइट होती है, कितने किल निकाले जाते हैं फोर्थ ड्राइव की तरफ से. यहाँ मुझे लगता है फोर्थ ड्राइव के जो 2 प्लेयर जो हैं वो शायद पहले मर चुके हैं और वो मतलब निकल चुके हैं यहाँ से. ये रीना यार जल्दी मरे ना, ये रीना इस मैच में तो मतलब नहीं करना चाहिए इस मैच पॉइंट.
You've got to have a big performance here, but none other are beating out 4 Thrives with the 7 they've been able to farm up after shutting down, of course, Nonshin Red Force in the cheeky plays we were seeing through the windows. 4 Thrives, bro. If they can keep this up, get that nice hot hand going early, Blank, you're already about halfway there, man. Just keep working on this. Keep.
4 Thrive अगर इस मैच में पॉइंट हिट नहीं ना करती, अल्लाह नॉक करियो फेशियल.
It'd be the dream.
शब्जी को नॉक कर.
Climb as high as you can.
The arena.
ओ एस पावर की तरफ से टंकी को नॉक कर दिया जाता भाई.
Ayala opens up in a big way.
और भाई हैवी शब्जी को नॉक करना ये बहुत अच्छा था.
Much easier. Going forward, Tony K will ascend. Bullets been splashed against the wall there. Ayala ascends now.
ये रीना को ना इस मैच में तो नहीं करने दो भाई, प्लीज ऐसे में इस मैच में ना. फायदा तो है ना एटलीस्ट, बाकी टीमों के लिए तो फायदा हो ना.
2 players do step up to the plate now for Furia. The reinforcements are in, isolated.
ये रीना का भाई जोकर और टर्नी के पास के देखते हैं कि भाई क्या कर पाते हैं यहाँ.
Close quarters combat. Nay pulled, bounced round. Not going to deal any damage though onto the Furious squad. They know how to play in these sort of lobbies with this much practice. They can dig their heels in deep and start to stand strong. But it's one step at a time. In the arena at the first.
उनको आइडिया है कि भाई इनके पास मेडिस हैं तो वो नहीं करेंगे, इतने बेवकूफ तो कोई है नहीं. अच्छा समो. ओ नहीं फ्यूरियो की तरफ से नहीं यार, चीफ क्या कर रहा है हक्का तूने. ये जोकर को नॉक कर, चीफ जोकर को नॉक कर.
I have an interesting setup here because they've got a big old split on.
ठीक है देखते हैं कि भाई क्या चीफ
test track and Neo. Very dangerous area to be in. So again for
इधर कोई एक जगह पे रुकेगा तो नहीं भाई. ये रीना के एक प्लेयर भी अगर नॉक होता है ना यहाँ बड़ा फायदा हो जाएगा.
They're waiting, poised because they're sort of certain this fight is not going to go well. Require a bit of
ये
it's a couple of plays from Tony K and Joker to get this.
मुझे लगता है चीफ यहाँ से नेड कराने का ट्राई करेगा. अगर चीफ यहाँ से नेड कराता है और जोकर या टर्नी के में से एक भी नॉक होता है तो भाई बहुत फायदा होगा.
Tony K. He's just been arming that nade, waiting for an opportunity to get the most out of it. Yeah, quick head count on the util. He's only got.
Oh नहीं सोमे की तरफ से जाता तो नॉक फिनिश भी कर दे जाता.
They want to go floor by floor, but they run into Joker. Good first hit. They respond back in kind. A 1-for-1 trade. And Tani K with
bye.
2 thrown out. It was a good primer, but no direct connection. He's going to be baited down as well. Could be stung from the back here. Oh!
Nice.
Close back, but couldn't hit it.
So
nice भाई. तो ये रीना के एटलीस्ट पे इतने बंदे तो मरे ना का फायदा होगा कुछ ना कुछ.
Back over towards stadium, move back into the circle, but what a long journey it's going to be to get over towards Lohua Singh on the eastern side. You're right, man. What they've been doing so far is good. Kalash was talked about it earlier. Wants them to be a bit more.
अच्छा ये देखते हैं कि भाई क्या कर रहा है.
Entries.
ये रीना मतलब यार नहीं करा इतना अच्छा भाई. ये रीना यार नहीं कर पा रही. ये अच्छा है भाई बहुत.
The capability to play those central positions. But for Arena, I think they were just gambling with the points there. If they get the full 4-man flush, then massive addition to their points tally.
वो फ्यूरिया का भाई अलग और फ्यूल वो आराम से वो मर गया था. फ्यूरिया जो एंड हो रही है ना उसकी तरफ से गोडल की तरफ से.
Nongshim coming in from that north side. S2G do have a player down in the dirt. Look to get him res back up again.
अच्छा जी. फ्यूरिया जो है वो डेड है शायद. आई थिंक फ्यूरिया ऑल डेड होगी पूरी की पूरी टीम में. फ्यूरिया पहली टीम है जो शायद निकल गई. हाँ फ्यूरिया पहली टीम है जो निकल चुकी है और गोडल के 10 किल हो चुके हैं भाई. नाइस है भाई.
Some of those roads that teams will want to cross back into.
तो जरा देखते हैं कि भाई क्या कौन सी टीमें कैसा खेलती हैं कैसा नहीं खेलती.
It's almost poetic. It's been twice inside of this game. We've seen STG and Ulf going against each other. Ulf coming into it to start the day here. They were in 8th place. I believe 61 eliminations over the course of the finals. Up to that point, they were in a pretty good form when it came to fighting. They've just got to maintain that pressure. 2 elims here. We've got the rotate coming over from Aurora. Furia out of the mix early though. Black.
तो भाई देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता. ये देखने के लिए बने रहिए हमारे साथ और दे भाई अभी टीम में मतलब
10 eliminations. You can only imagine that full squad wipe over towards Fury came through from Godlike with a small assist.
के 2 प्लेयर बचे हैं.
Yeah, Godlike certainly trying to put their name
on the
map today, but it feels a little late for them. At 67 points, they can earn those.
बहुत सारी टीमें जैसे ओजी के भी 6 किल है और उनके 10 है. 4th ड्राइव के 7 है. बाकी टीमें जो है 2-2 3-3 4-4 के साथ है. 4th ड्राइव जो है उसके वैसे 2 प्लेयर को जो थे वो थे उनके का था रिकॉल बचा हुआ जैसे IQ और T24 का. तो देखते हैं अगर IQ और T24 को 4-5 किल यहाँ से निकाल पाए किसी ना किसी तरीके से तो बहुत फायदा होगा 4th ड्राइव के लिए. देखते हैं कि भाई क्या जोन जाता है. अच्छा जोन जो है वो राइट साइड पे जो जोन पे सर्कल हो जाएगा. अच्छा जी अब देखते हैं कि 4th ड्राइव को सर्कल मिल गया. सर्कल का एंटर मिल गया. अब देखते हैं 4th ड्राइव कहाँ रुकते हैं अपनी जगह बनाते हैं.
Continues to center up around Meiran. S2G controlling a very good spot. It has been good control over the center for S2G throughout the majority of games. Some very good rotates. I mean, Solke has been in the game such a long time at this point. And that veteran mindset is really coming into play here, where he's seen a lot of these circles, he's seen a lot of these rotates, and he can really lead the team to victory. Yeah, some of the gun skill maybe isn't there for this guy.
टॉप टीमों में देखें तो टॉप टीम में जो है वो S2G वो 4 किल के साथ है. NS 2 के और Arena 3 के साथ है. Arena क्या भाई Arena को कोई मार पाएगा या नहीं पाएगा. Aurora Gaming और Vitality की फाइट हो सकती है यहाँ. और टीम Vitality जो है वो फिनिश हो चुकी है. मतलब एक बंदा फिनिश हो चुका है और Aurora जो है वो फुल मतलब
Vitality migration as they wanted to make a move straight past. Few shots on target, resulting in them going down to a 3-man squadron. And Tora that also have a single flight.
चलो भाई देखते हैं कि भाई क्या करते हैं क्या नहीं करते.
I'm curious as well, bro. The push down.
टीम डाल्टी का आखिरी प्लेयर जाओ कॉल कर दी जाता है.
Into the zone early. I was saying the consistency of this team looked good, but it's the fact.
चलो टीम ये रीना बहुत लेट खेल रही है कि यार किस तरीके से इस मैच गेम में 10 पॉइंट निकाले जाएं. उसके बाद चिकन के लिए जाया जाए तो ये देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या करती है ये रीना के चिकन निकाल पाती है नहीं जाए. मतलब चिकन क्या 10 पॉइंट निकाल पाती है नहीं 3 पॉइंट निकाले हैं ये रीना की तरफ से और लेट रोटेशन कर रहे हैं बहुत लेट रोटेशन. समझ रहे हो अभी सर्कल को या स्टेज 4 का
in one a bit of a dastardly circle. Now, E-Arena, we saw them coming in very late. They played over towards stage.
Oh, Somek knock कर जाता है ईडा की तरफ से और शायद अगर जाए और Somek knock finish होता है 10 और यहाँ माना की तरफ से रीटा को नॉक कर दिया जाता है ईडा स्पोर्ट और माना के लगता है क्लोज रेंज में कोई फाइट हो चुकी है और ये रीना को भाई पकड़ लो ओ जी पकड़ो भाई पकड़ो इसको पकड़ो
Woman's going to jump out. He loves a scrap.
और एडमिनो की तरफ से
He's lighting up and the crowd's getting excited because
और ईडा स्पोर्ट जो गॉडल की तरफ से तो 14 किल कर ली जाता है भाई ये इसकी तरफ से
one player and are able to clean out the entire squad. So goodbye, good night, Ida. The second team to exit stage left in our opening game of Rondo. The arena continues.
भाई गॉडल के 14 किल हो चुके हैं भाई देखते हैं भाई गॉडल क्या करती है
inside of E-Arena. Smash ruling always changes.
अच्छा ये तो अभी देखते हैं कि भाई क्या करते हैं बाकी टीमें कैसे खेलती हैं ऐसा जी ओरा स्पोर्ट टीम मेटालिटी की तरफ से ओरा स्पोर्ट की फाइट हो चुकी है और E-Arena और ओजी की फाइट हो सकती है भाई
for E-Arena I do think you're getting ahead sometimes.
Fourth Drive Valula, oh Zoom भाई बहुत अच्छा बना. Fourth Drive Valula, नॉन्किम रेड फोर्स सात टीमों को सपोर्ट कर गया. जो है देखते हैं क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता. ये रीना जो है वो सर्कल होल्ड करने के लिए जा रही है फोर्थ ड्राइव वाली साइड पे.
Nongshim is extremely pleased with this shift as they were already in Mayran as we stated earlier. E-Arena was a little bit slow to the punch. Fighting first here in top, but Axel will go down once again. Aurora has been hounding Vitality the entire game.
No punches pulled there. Clean uppercuts. And with Vitality out.
फोर्थ ड्राइव की तरफ से टीम चांबा को नॉक कर दिया था. टीम चांबा को 3 ऑल डेड हो गई है. टीम चांबा हाँ टीम चांबा ऑल डेड हो गई है. फोर्थ ड्राइव जो है वो टीम चांबा की पूरी स्क्वाड ही खत्म कर दी जाती है. टीम चांबा की तरफ देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या होता है. द गोडल जो अपने आखिरी प्लेयर को करती है और टीम
Fuck this shot from Doc.
Oh no, one team Vitality के 2 प्लेयर को 52 फिनिश. Oh ये देखना पड़ेगा क्या होगा ले जी बाय.
And not a single dash.
ओरा स्पोर्ट भी डेड हो चुकी है. ओरा स्पोर्ट भी निकल चुकी है.
Very nice initial game here from Aurora, but they have a long way to go. Nick the Galaxy currently holding the backside on that southern edge. S2G
let's see.
Blasting bullets in as Alula holds back Flash over towards the water side. Aaron out in the open, waits for the reload to come through and then makes the cross. Timing on that one.
These two sides hounding each other the entire time on Rondo.
ये देखते हैं कि भाई टीमें क्या करती हैं. यहाँ ओजी की तरफ से S2G को डैमेज किया जाता है. डैमेज जाता है S2G को. देखते हैं कि S2G यहाँ क्या करती है क्या नहीं करती. वैसे बहुत सारी टीमें होती हैं जो टॉप में चल रही होती है चोक करती हैं और ऐसा होगा. कोई ना कोई टॉप टीमों में से कोई एक ना एक चोक करेगी. ये देखते हैं कि वो कौन सी टीम होगी ये चोक करेगी. ये देखना पड़ेगा. फोर्थ ड्राइव की सौम्य को नॉक किया जाता है. मुझे लगता है ये लॉन्ग रेंज में मिड रेंज में फाइट होगी और सौम्य रिवाइव हो जाएंगे मुझे जहां तक लगता है.
Liberties right now just to survive. One knock goes back over towards Godlike's way. They will reassess.
फोर्थ ड्राइव और गॉडल मतलब दूर है. लॉन्ग रेंज की फाइट है ये. और ये रीना जो है जो फोर्थ ड्राइव वाली साइड पे जा रही है. फोर्थ ड्राइव है
slowing them down on their potential aggressive play. That was from 4 Fribes as well, by the way. And yeah, we're hyping up the Godlike.
रैप हो जाएंगे मतलब रैप हो गए शायद. तो लेट्स सी क्या करते हैं. अरोरा गेमिंग और यार यूएलएफ पे अपनी नजरें जमाती हुई है. लेकिन यूएलएफ को जोन जो है अरोरा गेमिंग को जोन में जाना है. किसी ना किसी टीम को हल्का फुल्का या तो उसको डेड किया जाएगा इसलिए कर रही है सब कुछ. चलो लेट्स सी क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता. अरोरा गेमिंग के लोग जो नॉक कर दिए जाते हैं फिनिश भी कर दिए जाते हैं S2G के प्लेयर की तरफ से. और यहाँ जो है ये रीना और गॉडल की फाइट हो चुकी है. ये रीना भाई मारो भाई गॉडल वालों मारो यार. मारो श्वासी नॉक फिनिश. ठीक है जी वो श्वासी को नॉक किया जाता है. नाइस हैवी फिनिश करो भाई. फिनिश करो रीना को ऐड करो भाई. और रीना
now just S power a lot to do but this is the man to do it.
He's the clutch factor. Oh, saved by the bell.
बच गया ओ भाई 1 HP बचा भाई शायद ये सर्कल ओ ये हेड ओ भाई नहीं यार ये इरीना भाई कुछ तो से नहीं मरना भाई इरीना का तो नहीं मरना जाननी यार ये इरीना को भाई 10 पॉइंट नहीं देना जाननी 10 पॉइंट नहीं देना जो मर्जी करो भाई 10 पॉइंट इधर 4 पॉइंट हो गए 6 पॉइंट और चाहिए उनको और यहाँ गोडल जो है वो डेड हो चुकी है ऑलमोस्ट और 6 पॉइंट सिर्फ 4 पॉइंट रह गए 3 पॉइंट सिर्फ 3 पॉइंट रह गए बस
They could swing back down towards that compound on the south side they held earlier on because this is a hard south shift away from Mehran. Arena getting thrown a bone here, but still they have 3 players. They are not at full force. Let's see how they play this out.
122 है ना 122 है मतलब 3 पॉइंट और चाहिए बस उनको तो 3 पॉइंट के बाद
between S2G and Ulf continues edge guarding them coming out.
ये रीना किसी तरीके से मर जाए ना भाई यहाँ से ये रीना मरे तो बड़ा फायदा है पता नहीं क्या करते हैं यार चलो लेट्स सी क्या करते हैं ये 3 पॉइंट ही चाहिए और वो पता नहीं वो ये गोडल की तरफ से मतलब समझ नहीं आई इतना अच्छा खेल रहे थे यार लाइक 15 किल किए थे मुझे लगा था कि मार लेंगे 4-5 उनको और भी वैसे अगर मार लेते तो जो गोडल जो है वो बिल्कुल ये रीना को मारो भाई नोक्शम रेड फोर्स जो है वो यूएलएफ की फाइट हो गया 16 हो गए नोक
It is very low HP, smoking now and on fire. They have to get out, but they're just about in the zone. Same can't be said for Ulf there, but Alula's going to continue to put the hurt on.
क्या टीम जो है मुझे लगता है कि 3 पॉइंट भी मिल जाएंगे मुझे लगता है प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट में उनको 3 पॉइंट मिल जाना है 3 पॉइंट उनको प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट के मिल जाना है बहुत एज टू एज खेल रहे हैं ओ भाई
They're looking for exit frags here, Jackie.
Bye.
See the conversations there between S2G. It's an intense day. Gotta clear the bag.
ये रीना जो है वो बिल्कुल एज टू एज गेम कर रही है कि भाई किसी ना किसी तरीके से किल चोरी किया जाए किल चोरी करके वो कर लिया जाएगा जोकर इधर खड्डा खोद रहे हैं अपने लिए
between the setup of 4-5s and OG. There's been a lot of noise, a lot of free info from that.
तो देखते हैं भाई क्या करेंगे क्या कोई देखो तो जिस साइड पे ये है उस साइड पे कोई है ही नहीं ये रीना जिस साइड पे उस साइड पे कोई आस पास भी बंदा नहीं है
Likely first to leave. It's a gamble play, but they know they're close now. They know they're close.
ये रीना चेक करो किधर भाई सर्कल मुझे लगता है खुले में बनना है सर्कल खुले में बनना है और गलती से सर्कल ये रीना को मिला तो खत्म है भाई बस सर्कल उनको ना मिले बाकी जो मर्जी हो नाइस है ये अच्छा हुआ ये अच्छा हुआ भाई बहुत अच्छा हुआ ठीक है अभी ये रीना जो है बहुत एरिया है बट निग्मा गैलेक्सी पीछे से बैक स्टैप कर सकती है ये सबसे बड़ी चीज है निग्मा गैलेक्सी सबसे बड़ा जो है ये चीज है कि निग्मा गैलेक्सी जो कर सकती है बैक स्टैप इसके अलावा कुछ और नहीं हो सकता देखेंगे भाई क्या करें बट रिवाइव हो जाएंगे भाई ओजी के प्लेयर
right now this game 11 eliminations holding a strong 2-2 split inside of Mehran, controlling both the run out from OG.
रिवाइव हो जाएंगे ओजी के प्लेयर और भाई देखना पड़ेगा नहीं मगर तो फुल फ्लश करेगी जाती है और ये रीना जो है वो अच्छा जी लेट्स सी देखते हैं भाई क्या करता है लेकिन इसको आइडिया नहीं है कि भाई क्या होगा ये
No raw connection from this.
भाई किसी तरीके से इनको नॉक करो ना यार वैन से मुझे लगता है ये रीना जो है वो निकाल लेगी तो 3 पॉइंट और
And this is also amongst the Lula.
3 पॉइंट भी निकाल लेगी भाई क्या कर रहा है
They took a few pot shots but now Quick's trying to take at least a little bit more aggressive space off them.
अच्छा जी अब यही इनके पास सबसे बड़ा आइडिया जो है ना इनके पास एरिया जो है निग्मा गैलेक्सी के वो किसी तरीके से बैक से जाए और वो आराम से फोन से उनको किसी तरीके से नॉक करेगा उनका एक आधा प्लेयर नॉक कर जाएगा ना ये रीना का तो पुश करना आसान होगा क्योंकि निग्मा गैलेक्सी का जो टीम है वो फिर एक काइंड ऑफ वो हो जाएगा खत्म निग्मा गैलेक्सी डेड होगी निग्मा गैलेक्सी ने फ्री में किल दिया भाई फ्री में किल दे रही है ये रीना को ना भाई खत्म
getting some great damage, just playing into that engagement between Alula as well as Flash there. Gonna be long grenades on this one though, Jackie.
Decent shark. That one might be
dead.
It's chip damage, but no conversion. Oh, bursting just in front of Satan. They've got one smoke to try and pop. Hey, this is dark.
चलो चलो निगमा गैलेक्सी सैटर्न भाई रिवाइव दे अपने टीम प्लेयर को भाई अपने प्लेयर को रिवाइव दे भाई रिवाइव दे बस ठीक है रिवाइव दे आराम से रिवाइव दे यार बैठ के
getting in towards 6th place, right? Very close at that point with 2 eliminations.
तो जोकर मुझे लगता है यहाँ से हल्का फुल्का वो कर रहे हैं आगे जा रहे हैं कि थोड़ा बहुत इन्फो लेके मारने की कोशिश की
going to try and get a different angle on this.
चलो चलो देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता.
More emphasis over towards Mayran.
7 पॉइंट हो गए हैं और अब यहाँ से भाई प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट के मुझे मिल जाएंगे ये arena. अब मुझे लगता है इरीना प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट से भी जीत सकते हैं.
Capability of leaving from this area. Wonder how many vehicles they've still got left with the tires in play. Yasser will take down the end of Flash.
और अब 1 2 3 4 5 तकरीबन 2 पॉइंट मिल जाने 1 पॉइंट और अगर क्या इरीना जो है वो कर गई इरीना ने स्मैश पॉइंट हिट कर दिया.
There's been a lot of harassment of all of these squads from Nonshin and 4-5s, consistently taking pot shots out, making the fights more uncomfortable for either team involved. For E-Arena, if Nonshin actually keep this up, placement in the zone, some big plays,
देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है.
shut them down. Going to pull slightly away from their setup though.
सर्कल जो है रेडफॉल के पास सर्कल नहीं है, लूला के पास सर्कल नहीं है.
A little bit on this.
ठीक है हल्का फुल्का सर्कल है ज्यादा नहीं है.
Opportunity now for 4-5s going forward. Get a chicken dinner here. You set yourselves up to get potentially into Smash ruling by match 2, by the end of match 2. Very cool to see both E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force.
E-Arena जो सर्कल नहीं है E-Arena के पास. E-Arena के पास सर्कल नहीं है.
The start of the day.
E-Arena अगर आगे जाती है सर्कल के लिए तो देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है.
To make it very, very difficult for any.
नहीं. भाई यार 3 भी गया. आखिरी भी गया या तो निगमा गैलेक्सी को किल चोरी करे ना निगमा गैलेक्सी किल चोरी करो यार किल चोरी करो
because as soon as they
किल चोरी करो यार
finish there's no longer any more opportunity to rectify those mistakes from previous days. You will just be locked in where you currently stand, which is why it's such great news that 4-5s are having such a big pop-off here on game 1.
मुझे देखते हैं भाई क्या करते हैं. निगमा गैलेक्सी किल चोरी करे तो अगर किल चोरी ना किया तो हो गया स्मैश मार. इनको 2 पॉइंट का मिल ही जाना है अभी से उसके सर्वाइवल स्टेजेस वाले वो जो है इनकी एक के ओपी नोक 44 भैन से क्या कर रहा है. अबे अपने प्लेयर को नोक क्यों कर रहे हो यार. अपने प्लेयर को क्यों नॉक कर रहे हो भाई. दूसरे प्लेयर को चलो समझ आता है अपने प्लेयर को क्यों नॉक कर रहे हो यार. अपने प्लेयर को नॉक करके उसी को फिनिश करवा दिया. प्लेयर भैन से पता नहीं क्या कर रहा.
Basically a legend in close quarters, so to lose him in an urban finish, disastrous result here. Hyunbin though will find R3B to send a nade over the top immediately to confirm. Is that in the window? I was going to say that.
में चिकन ज़ाया करवाना भैन से इन्होंने.
By this time it's a bit more difficult to hit that one.
अपने प्लेयरों को नॉक मत करो भाई. उसको फजील में 4 वाला मतलब फुल था वो. अच्छा जी E-Arena की तरफ भाई वो पहुंच गई.
They're consistently harassing from this outside edge.
और भाई खत्म.
Played that compound down.
स्मैश पॉइंट हिट हो गया.
Playing off this ridge side around the road, but
स्मैश पॉइंट हिट हो गया.
It is time to leave now.
Gonna have to force the issue. Jump back behind the driving wheel and get
पूरा स्क्वाड का मैंने सोचा भाई 4 चलो होगा. अब देखते हैं 4-5 क्या करती हैं. 4-5 यहाँ भैन तो बहुत बुरी सिचुएशन है. बहुत बुरा सिचुएशन है.
E-Arena nades from the front in from 4-5s. They cannot peek in any regard. He's going in crazy. Okay, into the building. 4-5s ready for it. Zypher strikes first. Sweeps under the rug. Goodbye, good night. T24 with a nade from the top. He sees Joker, but it's Lord that steals it from Nigma Galaxy. Nade over onto Wizgod. As Yasha falls to Hyunbin, it's all turning into carnage.
ये मोरमन जो है वो सेकंड पे चला गया. 8 पॉइंट है. देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता.
One more placing they need on this one, Jackie, as well.
ये भाई 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 देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है। यहाँ बहुत हैवी वाली फाइट हो चुकी है। ये रीना भाई मरे तो टॉप 10 आखिरी प्लेयर मर जाए यार, मर जाए। वैसे तो दो मुझे लगता है कि प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट को मिल जाएंगे शायद।
Go into match 2, 1 point away from smash ruling. Does not have a position to play though. Everyone's completely looking his way. Might have been better to hedge his bets down towards Nick Galaxy and just try and take a one-on-one trade. Just wonder if they actually know how many points they've currently garnered on this game and how close.
ये रीना मर जा भाई, मोरमन मर जा भाई, मर जा, जान छोड़ दे हमारी, छोड़ दे जान भाई, जोन छोड़ दे। ओ हैवी आईक्यू
Okay, goodbye you.
Oh, they're on it.
भाई
6th place is fine.
हो गए भाई, हो गए। उन्होंने स्मैश पॉइंट हिट कर दिया, स्मैश पॉइंट हिट कर दिया उन्होंने।
And with Schweppes charging into that compound, he gave them some
हो गया स्मैश पॉइंट हिट। मुझे लग रहा था कि 2 पॉइंट मिल जाएगा, इतनी तो ज्यादा वो होगी।
They've been able to restock up. Nonshin though still making plays, and they got loads of ammo to spray with. Shots down on target from XCY. Hits onto another man. OG, you have just been trapped taking.
Oh भाई ये बचा कैसे?
They're punch drunk in the back line.
खत्म।
For Nongchin, this is where all the storylines converge. Chicken dinner would be ideal, but a few more eliminations and a second place would get them in towards that position. A pitched battle between Nongchin Red Force as well as E Arena going straight into match 2. Good nade over the top from AKOP opens up the door here for them to move in. Hazaifa leaning onto this one. AKOP
होगी 4th राय 2-4 हो जाए जी। ओजी जो है शायद वो आखिरी प्लेयर रहता है ना, ये जी हाँ ओजी आखिरी प्लेयर बचे हैं। 4th राय का भी शायद 2 प्लेयर बच गए हैं। 4th राय भी विस्कोड को फिनिश कर दिया जाता है, ठीक है।
And set themselves up alongside with E Arena at the top.
The solo savagery.
यूनियन भाई अब नेड कराए जाएंगे 4th राय पे।
Two squads that were in a prime position on Rondo for so long. The duo of 4 Fribes versus the full force of Nonshin. They charge up onto the complex.
Let's see क्या होता है, 4th राय क्या करती है।
Upside, Hazaifa rearming himself. Shotgun to play with if they come charging through the door. So easy.
लोग नहीं होना यहाँ से, कोई लोग ना हो, बहुत अच्छा है ये।
Wants to ascend up. Nade in, masking some of the sound. So easy to peek this. Looking for the third angle, just through the window, catches a glimpse, but they read it right. They try and keep him pinned back. He's got to heal.
नेड नहीं नॉक नहीं होना, T2 नॉक नहीं होना बस यहाँ से। जूम से नॉक हो गया T2 4 नहीं भाई।
Can they grab it after this to close down the entire tournament? They've got Red Force, they've got Daka. This team looks good.
और नहीं भाई।
Nonshin have seen red, and the aggression.
यहाँ नॉक ना होता यार जूम से।
Pressing harder, pulling out huge eliminations on Rondo, and still playing so consistent with their setups.
I mean, a technical back-to-back as well from yesterday. Last Miramar into first Rondo. Nottingham is just a different beast coming into these last 2 days of finals, especially coming off such a long 8-game day set into day 3. You're in the it's getting nerve-wracking. You just open with a chicken dinner. These guys must be so
They don't look rattled. They don't look bothered whatsoever.
I don't know कि मुझे नहीं लगता कि Nongchin Red Force जो है वो स्मैश पॉइंट तक पहुंची है। I don't think so like.
And Nonshin are eyeing up that trophy. They want it branded with their organization, their legacy. And if they keep this up, Lang, there is a decent chance they damn well do it.
स्मैश पॉइंट तक तो ये भी गया, मुझे नहीं लगता कि स्मैश पॉइंट का फिर भी इतना भी डिफरेंस है। एटलीस्ट मेरे मतलब 15-20 पॉइंट का था।
Also making some more aggressive plays, which is great to see. They had some familiar faces. I think E Arena panicked a little bit, but they just about made it right at the end there. Losing for lack for 4th rise was a fairly big deal, but OG also getting in towards a late game. Aru making some good calls that match. I think Nick Galaxy also was very resilient that game to get where they did from where they were playing so difficult, and then Lord able to sneak his way in.
Oh man, you were bigging up Lord earlier into the tournament, right? Saying
you've
got Coops and Lord. That sort of collective in unison that's doing so much for this team. And again, there in a situation where it felt like you were out
नहीं हुआ अभी स्मैश पॉइंट इनके ये रीना के मैं जानता हूं लेकिन इनके स्मैश पॉइंट
that is the stamp to get into the winners club. Nongshin fighting, we'll be back soon.
अच्छा स्मैश पॉइंट इनका भी हिट हो गया इनका भी स्मैश पॉइंट हिट हो गया
I'm Rick, producer of PUBG Mobile. For the past 8 years, PUBG Mobile has continued to grow together with players around the world. And even today, we are still fully committed to this battleground. We are continuing to invest more resources, improve the experience, and bring PUBG Mobile. First, PUBG Mobile Lite is not about making a smaller game with a smaller experience. It's about maintaining the high-quality PUBG Mobile standard while giving players a lighter and more accessible way to play. We know that different players have different needs. Some players want the full PUBG Mobile experience with the richest content, all sorts of highest quality gameplays, and everything the game has to offer. For those players, PUBG Mobile will continue to be the best choice. But some players want to jump into battle faster, save more stories, and reduce the burden on their devices. That is why we are creating PUBG Mobile Lite. PUBG Mobile Lite is a lighter version of PUBG Mobile, built for players who want a faster and more flexible way to enter the battleground. The initial download is only around 1 GB on Android and under 2 GB on iOS. Once the download is complete, you can load in and get straight into the battleground. We also made PUBG Mobile Lite more flexible. You can choose which extra modules to download based on how you like to play. At the same time, PUBG Mobile Lite is still connected to the PUBG Mobile experience. The classic Arango map, supplies, and core combat are designed to match PUBG Mobile, so the battle experience remains authentic and uncompromised. If you already have a PUBG Mobile account, you can log in with it on PUBG Mobile Lite. Your own items can carry over, so you can continue using the outfits you love. You can also team up with your friends on PUBG Mobile, so your squad can stay together with no social barrier. Going forward, PUBG Mobile Lite will stay updated alongside PUBG Mobile, so players can enjoy new content together. We are targeting on official launch PUBG Mobile Lite later this year. Please stay tuned for more updates, and you can pre-register in the store from August 25th. Whether you are discovering PUBG Mobile for the first time or returning to the battleground, we are excited to welcome you to PUBG Mobile Lite. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you on the battleground.
Let's go.
See you on the battleground. PUBG Mobile Lite pre-register August 25th. I'm excited for it, Max. I know you'll probably end up making a video about it on your Instagram, which is what? Remind me again?
It's Maxman Cast right now on Instagram. But no, I get comments. I'm not joking, Seven.
Yes.
Every single day about PUBG Mobile Lite. When is it coming back? When is it going to get an update? It's getting an update later this year. Oh my goodness, the world is going to be loving some more PUBG Mobile action.
100%. I'm excited for it. Here. Because Arena definitely able to cross that threshold for being in the smash zone.
I mean, they truly analysed the situation. They had every opportunity to get rid of NGX from that, I guess, southern side of zone, but no, they kind of already knew that they did enough to hold. And I mean, performance sort of
Notion 18
they had
Alula 17
on them
और गोल्ड 15 और ओरेंगटन 12 निगमा 11
But of course,
अगर ये 10 अगर ये कहते 26 पॉइंट हो जाने तो
We do talk about 4 tries because we were expecting aggressiveness out of this team, and boy did we get it.
Boy did we get it. 4 thrives coming in hot today. This is exactly what I wanted to see from them. Did they slow down just slightly when I would have liked them to be a little bit more aggressive onto OG, onto some of those other teams, you know, as the zone started closing up around them? Yes, a little bit more mobile, just a little bit more aware. However, they bided their time. They were patient with what they did. When it came time to actually make those fights, they were able to just turn on that aggression, get so many points. They are just flying off that leaderboard. This
अगर निगमा गैलेक्सी को 2-3 पॉइंट भी और निकाल ही जाता ना तो अच्छा था यार। चल कोई ना, फिर भी अच्छा खेला, फिर भी देखते हैं कि भाई क्या करते हैं।
Especially when you have a player like IQ, the IGL of this squad, putting up the numbers, performing for this squad.
भाई 11 तीन आसमान का फर्क है, डबल जीते हैं भाई। और प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट का फर्क है, हर चीज
past that threshold.
Yeah, like of course GG4 thrives, but Nongshim Red Force doing so much parkour in the city, swiping every other team under the rug, and actually they're trying to aim for 122. I believe they did make it. We'll check out the leaderboards very soon. But Nongshim Red Force giving E Arena an absolute run for their money, and it is so rare to see two teams on the very first game enter the Smash Zone. It might have just happened today.
It might happen today, and something that might happen today is that we might see teams that might not be challenging for that first place putting up great performances, and we saw that exactly out of Godlike. This squad came to play. This squad has absolutely nothing to lose, Slays, because they were going after elimination. Actually, before we even talk about Godlike, I want to see what the overall is looking like, where the teams are currently standing, how far away some of the other teams are from there. Nongshim is actually in first place with 123 points. Two teams that are able to win in the next match.
Oh my goodness! By the way, E Arena should also be coloured, I'm pretty sure, because they are also in the Smash Zone. To get above tie 122 points. So if Nongshim Red Force or E Arena now lays get a chicken dinner, that's it. Tournament over, and we will be crowning our champions.
I know, and it's so incredibly exciting because both of these teams, especially when it comes to those sort of placements. To be able to secure that chicken dinner. Now, Seven, you asked me a little bit about Godlike, which I know was on the second page, and the reason we want to highlight that is because they were sort of sitting more under that middle threshold, but with 10 eliminations early game, another 4 as they sort of rotate in on that northeast side, and then S-Power recovering the team to bring them back in. But I want to give like a kind of a little special shout out to Mino having an absolute banger of a game too. I think it was about 7 eliminations just by themselves, and they were able to sort of scout and hold that, and just getting like that 15 elimination points on the board is insanity, especially from where they were sitting earlier today.
But I want to check real quick the rankings. We did see for a quick second there, 11 points away for 4 Thrives now, jumping around from the middle. Happening.
This is what I keep saying.
Because their team, I actually got a chance to talk with for live. If you want to check that out, go to my Instagram at the 7WG. But we're now seeing the race to Smash. There you go. You see 4 Thrives, 23 points away, which this is a perfect start for that team, getting more than 15 eliminations, getting in the top 2, and now they are just 23 points away. And if we know anything for this squad, with the way that they're playing, with what we have seen out of them in PMGO Season 1 this year, they could make it in the next match, as long as one of the 2 teams at the top don't end up winning it.
Well, exactly, yeah. So this is the case. This is the scenario where, you know, neither of those teams, Nongshim or E Arena, they don't win next match. We do go into Game 3. If 4 Thrives are allowed another good win, I say allowed because we don't want any hot dropping going on. They might get targeted, you never know. However, if they're allowed one more game, if we do go into Game 3, 4 Thrives need another top 5. They need another several points, 8, 9 eliminations. There we go.
Yeah.
Another few of those, and they are in Smash ruling. They are a contender, and they could just do a back-to-back global win.
And I think we did end up getting today, Maxman. I think we might have gotten Maxman Grenade on the day.
Oh, really? Did we now? It's time for your favorite segment of the day. It's Maxman's Grenade of today. Let's check it out. Which player's going to be here? It's going to be in the city. This 4 Thrives. It's Falak over there looking for a KOP. He gets it done right away. The man is an absolute menace, but he's too much of a menace because T24 had to take him down. Oh!
Give him a boom boom back to the lobby. It's Max Grenade.
Oh, man.
I some background music for you, Max.
That was a great. We got the drum.
Oh man, जो बकचोदी किया यहाँ ना करता ना बकचोदी तो ये बहुत हिट पॉइंट था ये बैक एंड पे रहते हैं 4 स्ट्राइक का एक प्लेयर आता 4 प्लेयर पूरे रहते और 4 प्लेयर पूरे रहते चिकन निकालते 4 थ्राइव तो ऐसे में 110 पॉइंट के आसपास पहुंचे 5-4 पॉइंट और सिर्फ 17-18 पॉइंट की जरूरत होती 4 थ्राइव को 4 थ्राइव जाती गो मतलब तबाह करके वापस आ जाती समझ रहे हो 18 पॉइंट मतलब समझ रहे हो एक मैच में आराम से लेते 8 पॉइंट चिकन डिनर या फिर 10 के पॉइंट और 10-11 पॉइंट मतलब इस तरीके से मतलब 2 या 3 मैचों में बिल्कुल आराम से कौन से कर सकते हैं
And in the finals, E-Arena has already gotten 1 win in day 1, match 3 in Erangel.
Actually, I do want to say, I was talking to Kalaris earlier. Nongshim Red Force got wins, right, on the island finish. So that's going to be something that you got to keep into mind also because they did win PMMI by smash ruling. Literally, all of the storylines are merging together in favor of the South Korean team of Nongshim Red Force. They could be looking fantastic. But of course, that's if E-Arena get a win, or if Nongshim Red Force get a win. But if Tura, we got to keep in mind, it's not Rondo anymore, it's no Recall Tower anymore, meaning the teams that are not currently in the Smash Zone is going to be even more complicated for them to reach 122 points.
Oh, absolutely. And then you've got, you know, when we've seen this a lot of times in, you know, Smash Rolling last day, all of this sort of stuff, you do tend to see other teams actually go ahead and change their drop location to avoid getting targeted. But you're right, Seven, right? We are going to be looking at those rotations. We need 4th Rise, we need Nongshim, we need E-Arena, we need Enigma Galaxy as well. All of those teams. Aurora did not have a good game at all, so they're still chasing that. They need to make sure their rotations are on point, that they might change them a little bit just to avoid any early eliminations, because right now it is now or never. We got 2 teams in Smash ruling. You do not want to take any chances going out earlier.
You're gonna have to use those spidey senses if you're currently at the top. If you're 4th Thrives, you want to continue to frag out. Here you go, you can actually have it back now. Thanks so much for learning guard. If you're some of the other teams, E-Arena, Nongshim, you gotta watch out for everything going on your way. And I know right now around the arena, we do have a special guest crawling by.
Square, you can move across rooftops, run across ceilings and hunt down enemy squads. But it wouldn't be Spider-Man without the powers. So, you can grab Peter Parker's gloves and you can web swing your way around the city, or you can even use your webs in combat to slow down or trap your opponents. And of course, there's so much to discover beyond the fights. You can visit Peter Parker's apartment and hunt for hidden Easter eggs inspired by the world of Spider-Man. From Peter's messages to secret clues to hidden surprises that you're going to have to find yourselves. And remember your favorite Spider-Man movies? Well, here's your chance to recreate those iconic moments. Maybe you pull off a perfect rescue, maybe you escape a fight by swinging away at the last second, or maybe you and your squad just stop everything to take the perfect Spider-Man shot. So, if you haven't jumped in yet, grab your squad and experience Spider-Man in PUBG Mobile. Also, Spider-Man isn't only swinging around Erangel today.
What the heck?
Right now, and he didn't come empty-handed. He's going to be handing out PUBG Mobile merch in and amongst the arena, so make some noise for Spider-Man!
Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Spider-Man.
Oh, it's good to see the heroes back in action on every single front, from Spider-Man to Hyunbin and the rest of Nongshim. Heroes is the name.
Let's go, brother! Match शुरू होने वाला है, दूसरा एंगल और देखते हैं कि भाई टीमें कैसा खेलती हैं.
To hold down Mehran and find their way to that smash zone. E-Arena held their nerve. They played that west side well, and they just got across that line. It was surgical precision on that 122.
Surgical is the perfect word because Rondo did.
मुझे नेक्शम रेड फोर्स पे शक था, मुझे एरिना का लगता है कि नहीं वो कर जाएंगे चोट, बट नेक्शम रेड फोर्स से मुझे खतरा है कि वो कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, लाइक समझ रहे हो, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं वो लोग.
That can end the tournament right here, right now, with one single chicken dinner.
That's all it's going to take. We saw Nongshim just do it. Can they pull it out the bag again? But it's not just those two teams, as the desk, as Blank and Jackie were saying before as well. There are other teams waiting in the wings stage to the previous game from that Rondo to jump into the smash zone. There are probably at least 6 teams that can do it this match and join them. So if we don't get one of those smash chicken dinners, it is going to get hotter and hotter as the day goes on, because I don't think we're only going to see.
मुझे लगा सो गया भाई.
The cast here is one game.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely insane here. My hopes and dreams are coming true. Could we see 6-7 teams in the smash zone with one single squad that could win it? That would be insane. At the same time though, right? You gotta stop these two squads, because if E-Arena or Nongshim Red Force win right here, that's it. This tournament is over, and one of them is walking away with $500,000.
Hey man, I caught Coach.
Let's see, bhai, kya hota, kya nahi hota.
On the walk over to the booth just now, and he was saying, I asked him, hey, you gonna target? And he was like, if we know it's them, things might get a little bit nice. Hey, you know, I can't say, but. Yeah, like that is the sort of
Aurora गेमिंग तो 100% बैटरी जाएगी, फोर्थ लाइव जाएगी, फेरी फेरी, और देखते हैं बाकी टीमें कहाँ जाती हैं.
It has to be. It really does. I got a chance to talk to Knight, as a matter of fact, the coach from Furia, and because in Brazil, these guys have had so much practice when it comes to the Smash ruling. Furia themselves have smashed in multiple of their regional tournaments. So I was talking to them. I was like, hey, if you see a couple teams in the Smash zone, will you guys go out of your way to take them out? And they said, well, at a certain point, we have to. You know what I'm saying? We know what's at stake. If we have to risk a bad game to ensure that we can continue in this tournament to possibly come back, we're going to do it, right? So even if it's a crash and we lose the fight, we're taking a couple of those players with us. So the whole lobby, honestly, really needs to have that kind of same mentality, because if the leaderboards,
सर्कल भाई हर टीम से,
as we go from 3rd, 4th, 5th place,
हर टीम से तकरीबन बाहर है सर्कल. सर्कल जो है बहुत मेल्टा पावर की साइड पे जा सकता है. मुझे लगता है मेल्टा पावर या रिपोका वाली साइड पे सर्कल बन सकता है. अब यहाँ भाई कोई टीम इन्हें देखते और कोई टीम इन्हें कोई एक या 2 प्लेयरों को दस्ती मार दे इसको और उनको इनको और दस्ती और दूसरी को फिर फायदा है.
Not be getting hot drop currently, but Ulf might try and step in. Ida clashing with Tianba.
Tianba और Ida की फाइट हो चुकी है.
A very, very close drop.
And of course we got our big threat of the lobby on a bike, finally finding a vehicle here, and they're going to go ahead and be looting all this north side of Georgeville Hospital area.
नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स यहाँ है. अच्छा नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स यहाँ है और मतलब दोनों एक नुकरों पे घेर रहे हैं और मिड में तो कोई भी नहीं है. मतलब इन दोनों में यार क्या समझ रहे हो कोई सारी मुझे लगता है लेट रोटेशन करेगी 100% लेट.
A lot of teams looking to put pressure on as the fight near Gatka between Ida and Tianba.
और Ida की फाइट हो
Remember, this is an adjustment for to move out this way with the plane path as south as it was. They are going to get stuck with Tianba. Neither team is looking super happy about it. Aching on the inside of the building. Swain on the top floor now has Eagle to contend with as well. Drops a nade down to the ground floor. He tries to fend off the remaining 2 players. QZZ unlikely to get picked up here. Does bleed out in the end. And a step forward. Swain rebuffs. One more barrel. It's not enough to blast it back. Tianba survived, but those 2 players and Horus move in and maybe just sweep this one through. A very strange hot drop coming through over on Gatka.
Terrible. I mean, honestly, Ida's disrupted this lobby so just 2 single players. Aching jumps out, just desperate, trying to do something for his squad, and Eagle is just standing still, just saying, like, not like this. Not like this.
दो टीमें लगातार आते ही टीम से खत्म, दो टीम आते ही खत्म।
Not the fans, that is, the players. The fans have been really loud and we've loved it, but they haven't quite had the performance that we would maybe expect.
देखते हैं भाई क्या करती हैं टीम में जो है वो। सही है जी, सही है।
In these finals, it's not quite good.
या तो हो रहा e-sport जो है वो e-arena को कुछ मारे।
It is a bit unfortunate. It is not great, but they can look pretty good in game. We know that. And one of the ways that you can look good in game at home is with the Naruto skins. Make sure you're heading into game to pick up.
So let's see by Nongshim Red Force or
you can look as good as
यहाँ पर मुझे दिखती है ये रीना तो यहाँ है, ये तो भाई बहुत लेट
get that ninjutsu going, and honestly, yeah, it seems like
बहुत लेट वो जो है रोटेशन कर रही है मेरे मुताबिक।
if they want to be able to make a crazy score. Mathematically, it is still possible, right? If Aura they start with 3, they're going to need a 20-point game here.
देखते हैं भाई टीम क्या करती है। रीना के जो ऊपर सैटन है जो वो जा रहे हैं ताकि वो हल्का फुल्का सर्कल में थोड़ी बहुत इनको ले ये वो कर ले। 2-2 का स्प्लिट चल रहा है। नॉन्गशिम रेड फोर्स जो जा रही है XYZ जा रही है और यहाँ जो है इनको पकड़ा जा सकता है, मतलब आगे जो बहुत जल्दी जा रही है ये पकड़ा जा सकता है। इनकी टीमें जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं आगे टीमें आने वाली है, ये जीतने वाली जो मेल्टा की साइड पे है वो टीमें इनको पकड़ सकते हैं। और एटलीस्ट अगर एक प्लेयर रोक हुआ तो 50% हो जाएगी इनका, मतलब कि ये जीतेंगे। और अगर 2 प्लेयर बचे तो फिर खत्म लोग इनका तकरीबन खत्म है चिकन का शाम। दोनों टीमें जो है 2-2 तो बच्चे बड़ी मुश्किलों से फिर S2G और नॉक्सम रेड फोर्स आसपास है भाई। एक आधे को प्लेयर को नॉक करो ना जानी।
There's still placements on the line and all of that sort of thing. I'm just looking at the map at the moment and I'm seeing that Nongshim Red Force might be in with their first fight in a moment, which is going to enlighten the rest of the lobby as to sort of where they're playing, what sort of conflicts they could be running into. A 2-2 split across Milta right now for Nongshim as they did not fully or firmly hold the bridge against Alula, so that crossing does come through.
अलूला और
teams and now they start to take shots.
अलूला का आइडिया हो जाएगा, S2G को आइडिया होगा कि मेल्टा में बंदे हैं लोग टीम में।
Still being flung down range and
नहीं होगा भाई।
to divert them on the long road.
नॉन्गशिम रेड फोर्स की तरफ से अलूला का पार को नॉक कर जाता है।
The first point.
और भाई अगर किसी एक आधे को यहाँ कर जाता फिर
point on that. Pretty wild, and Alula are in this next circle. Down a player.
मतलब एक आइडिया हो जाएगा 2-2 का स्प्लिट है तो स्प्लिट काइंड ऑफ ठीक भी है बुरा भी है। अब यहाँ एक प्लेयर या एक ये 2 लोग हुए तो खत्म है भाई। यहाँ एक भी नॉक हुआ दूसरी टीम में घुस गया तो फिर कभी खत्म है। सही है 1-2 कर सकते हैं बट ये मतलब वो हर रोज तो नहीं होते, मतलब हर वक्त 1-2 होते रहो ये मुश्किल होता है। 1-3 हो जाए 1-4 हो जाए मुश्किल हो जाता। वो नेडो से ही मार देंगे। एक प्लेयर नॉक करना है अलूला को इधर इनका
pretty certain
एक प्लेयर नॉक करना है 100%
in the lobby, but nobody is likely to send out this way. Maybe Aurora could try and crash into it and cause some problems. Vitality are actually holding the west bridge, which is interesting, over on that ferry pier side of things. So if Aurora decide, you know what, we're not going to go over to that east side, we're going to try and break west, Vitality is still lying in wait for it, which I'm not too sure about. I'm not sure if I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here as you got some pretty wild rotations here. Speaking of wild rotations, we got Enigma Galaxy rocking their 2-2 split.
The same again.
Same again. You know, I actually talked to Ralph a little earlier this morning.
Let's see क्या करते हैं भाई। अलूला जो है वो
you know, it's worked for us in the past. We're going to try it out. We've
got the west side. Galaxy 100 पॉइंट है। निगम गैलेक्सी को चाहिए 22 और तो चाहिए 23 और यूएलएफ को तो बहुत चाहिए 23 से ज्यादा क्या कहता है।
A circle similar to this, or a position similar to this. Obviously, it was a different lobby. It was a different time. We were different people, Jude. We were so much younger.
We've grown so much.
Yeah, exactly. We've come so far.
At least 2 पॉइंट भी अगर इनके 2 प्लेयर भी गिरा दिए जाते हैं ना
getting through for that regroup is
तो बहुत फायदा हो जाएगा भाई, बहुत फायदा हो जाएगा।
for Enigma Galaxy.
ये रीना जा रही है और यहाँ जो है आगे मेरे मुताबिक ये रीना आगे रास्ते में रोका जा सकता है ओजी की तरफ से। ओजी इसी साइड में होती है ना तकरीबन, ओजी और गोल्ड लाइक बट ये रीना यहाँ से ओजी सर अपनी बहुत जल्दी रोटेशन के मामले में बहुत तेज है ओजी। चांस ही नहीं है कि ये ओजी यहाँ
South George. As we can see, we're on board of them, just passing the north side of school to head towards the center of this circle.
वो गोल्ड लाइक आसपास है और गोल्ड लाइक की फाइट लेगी भाई। अगर गोल्ड लाइक इनका हुआ ना आसपास भी हो तो गोल्ड लाइक फाइट लेती है।
as we are zooming in to Aaron Gell. What kind of circle we're going to get here? All right, just beautiful center up. Very typical. A lot of these teams were expecting this, and they got it. Now you see Enigma Galaxy, right? They're going to be on both sides. So we'll see how this pays off. But we still got some teams still trying to get in this zone. E-Arena pushing in.
देखते हैं कि गोडल के पॉइंट लेगी या नहीं लेगी, ये देखना पड़ेगा.
Still in Severny.
एक भी नॉक कर दे तो बहुत है भाई, तो एक दो नॉक कर दे तो काफी है.
Super late in the circle as well.
Yeah, Vitality's still on the west bridge. I don't like it. I think this is way too long. You're overcommitting. No one's turned up. Not too sure what the game plan was there for Vitality. It's not the same team we saw from their stages.
Sad.
So yeah, unfortunate.
It's the same thing we saw in PMGO too.
Yeah, it's a big drop off, which I'm sad to see. Enigma Galaxy, they get their back duo caught up in a regroup, and this is exactly what I was worried about. It's only going to be Lord. His vehicle's on fire, and he because he hops out.
ओ भाई चलो कोई ना. उसका जब इनका कोई लेना देना नहीं है. वैसे तो ये अच्छा है कि ये तो मैच पॉइंट लीड नहीं कर पाएंगे, लेकिन टॉप वाली टीमें सारी मार रही हैं भाई. टॉप वाली टीमें सारी मार रही हैं, और ये एरिना के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. ये एरिना और नौशेर रेड फोर्स, नौशेर रेड फोर्स एक प्लेयर नॉक करो यार प्लीज. नौशेर रेड फोर्स की स्टोरी थी, ये बहुत लगा है.
We'll see how it all continues on, though. That's if we have another match after this, because Nongshim Red Force are on the south side of Milta, full squad, looking dangerous. On the other end, you got the other Titans of the lobby, E-Arena, holding down the north side. So both these teams able to secure position as a full four-man team.
A vice grip on the circle right now.
This
is a replay on Lord getting knocked. You can see he drove up. It was actually the hop out that got him. He'd already taken enough damage and hadn't slowed down enough. He hopped out of the vehicle, kept that momentum, and it was the full.
यहाँ आ चुकी है बिल्कुल जोन के ऐसी साइड पे जिधर इनको कोई खतरा नहीं, कोई भी खतरा नहीं है इनको भाई आसपास.
And it's a bad time. It's a bad time. I feel like it may have worked before. Teams maybe weren't necessarily expecting something like that, and they weren't looking for a duo to be rotating in such an early fashion, especially if you know, oh, well, these players haven't lost, so it should be a full four coming from there. But there's been enough games now when Enigma Galaxy have done this that teams should be like, oh yeah, that's what they do. Let's just clamp down on that.
You know, it's one of those
अनोरा गेमिंग के ड्रॉप जा जिस साइड पे जा रहा है उस साइड पे शायद प्लेयर है या पता नहीं उनके प्लेयर अपने प्लेयर है कोई और.
Okay, it's different. You know what I'm saying? We don't see
one of those bad ones. Yeah, I've heard of those.
It's bad when it doesn't work, right? That's the thing. Is like if it does, it's like
wow,
maybe more teams should try this out. But
कोई प्लेयर को एक दो प्लेयरों को या किसी एक आधे प्लेयर को मार पाएंगे या नहीं पर टर्नी के वजह से बार-बार घूम रहे हैं. अगर हो सकता है कि यहाँ भाई हो सकता है ये
and a nice center up. E-Arena are going to be over there in Lipovka, so they're going to have to fight.
E-Arena zone से सर्कल से 12 पर नॉनशिम रेड फोर्स सर्कल के अंदर है, और सर्कल मिल जाएगा इनको. ये मेल्टा पावर की जो मेल्टा पावर फैक्ट्री है ना, इधर सर्कल मिल जाएगा आराम से.
You got S2G, you got Enigma Galaxy as that duo. They had four, right? It is what it is. But you got Team Flash on that ridgeline too. That is a very, very strong spot. They can be able to hold a lot of real estate there.
That's true over on the east side, but I feel like they do need to move into the west edge of it a little bit further, which is exactly what Bo has decided to do there. They have
to prediction circle आराम से मिल जाएगा इनको. इनको आराम से कौन सा सर्कल मिलता है, और यहाँ सर्कल मिला, यहाँ सर्कल मिल गया ना, तो यहाँ अगर बाहर आता है तो यहाँ इनका चिकन ये इतना बड़ा मुश्किल काम है. ये एरिना और हो रहा है स्पोर्ट काफी देर से अपने आसपास एक दूसरे को घूम रही हैं, पर सर्कल में दोनों नहीं है. तो देखते हैं कि भाई इनको सर्कल में कौन जाता है. ये हो सकता है कि एरिना जैसे सर्कल में जाए, थोड़ा लेट जाएगी तो आगे से टीमें इनको पकड़ सकती हैं.
It's interesting. That's an interesting thought. And I hope it doesn't change their play style, because I'm thinking back to PMMI where Tianba had such a massive lead, and they kind of employed that same strategy. Like, hey, let's just put up some basic points. They had so many points, as long as nobody smashed, they were going to win it for the most part. But they changed play styles, and they paid the price for it big time, going from what we thought was going to be an automatic first.
वाइटलिटी और गोडल की फायर हो सकती है, पर फायर इनको तो करने की जरूरत नहीं है. फायर जिनको करने की जरूरत है वो तो रोक हिल भी नहीं रहे. वाइटलिटी को बढ़ने वाला है, ये फील्ड बैटल है, बढ़ने वाला है. फेडरल बढ़ने वाला है ये आ रहा था आगे का एडमिन और लोग दस्ती नहीं देना इसको देखना चाहिए.
Ignite those afterburners, send them into the stratosphere on the point scoring. And now Fourth Drives want to keep that pace, but they're kind of cut out on this northwest edge. They are boxed in by that prison cliff area on the east side of them. They're going to have to pick a direction and commit. Towards Vitality may be a good idea to start, but you've got Godlike behind that, and maybe Ulf on the top, on the lip of those prison cliffs as well. But either way, it feels like a third-party target.
देखते हैं भाई क्या करते
so hyped for Godlike right now after seeing that.
बहुत सारी टीमें E Arena जो है वो एज पे है बिल्कुल.
They would have won that fight with E Arena.
देखते हैं क्या करते हैं.
Who knows where they'd be on the leaderboards here, but they put themselves in a good position. They're still in 10th place, 72 points. They're gonna go for the back-to-back chicken dinner. They realize that, like, hey, we gotta get it done here.
E Arena जो है वो
comeback of a lifetime. You know that.
बिल्कुल एज पे खेल रही है. बिल्कुल एज पे खेल रही है E Arena.
Waiting
बाकी भी टीम में से भी कोई भी टीम अगर
it's gonna go to the northeast side, and which team gets blessed here, John?
E Arena को सर्कल मिला और बहुत हैवी सर्कल मिला भाई.
It helps them out. I wouldn't say blessed though. I feel like they are still in a little bit of a dangerous position, especially with Horror descending on them. Look at that eastern sweep. That could be dangerous. That could be trouble.
Bye.
In the meantime as well on the south side, bleeding out.
क्या सर्कल मिला भाई इनको? क्या सर्कल मिला इनको?
Maybe towards E Arena. I do think it is Team Flash that has been the most blessed by this zone though. On that northeast side, it's exactly what you highlighted, right? That ridge line. The building.
अच्छा जी भाई, Team Flash SPG को नॉक करेंगे, लेकिन बहुत अच्छी खेल रहे हैं ये तो आगे जा भी नहीं रहे भाई. ओ भाई स्कारा हाई की तरफ से स्कारा को नॉक कर रहे हैं गाड़ी के नीचे, बट ये रिवाइव हो जाएंगे. ये रिवाइव नहीं होंगे बल्कि. अच्छा स्काई की नॉक अलग नॉक और तरह हाई की भी नॉक और तरह ऐड
right before the 100-point mark. There goes Nick McGalaxy as well. That's 5th and 6th out.
And now
अच्छा भाई तुम लोगों पे
trying to sweep past Noxium Red Force. As Horror picking up those points is a great result for them. 7 eliminations now on the north side, right next to Arena, who take a knock as well. Turdy K has gone down. S2G battling for the middle of it and taking damage from every single angle. Ulf will do a lot of damage to them, but S2G managed to weather that storm. A lot of damage across the board on these rotates, Jukes.
And then here we go. We're going to catch this fight here as S2G are hurt. Vitality very, very close near to them. And it was OG that are putting up some points on the board. They end up getting one. Kamikaze on the other end. Now finally the fight has calmed down, but this is a battle for the central position in this circle.
I mean, this is another team, S2G, who is within reach of that smash point barrier up to 122, but they have just had the win taken out their sails. 113 right now. They need to get 9 more points on this match, and with 11 more teams alive as a solo Kamikaze, has he got something magic up his sleeve? I do not think so, which is going to leave Aurora to really be the only challengers to that smash point duo.
And Aurora are definitely a threat, that's for sure. 110 points, 12 is super easy for them to get in this kind of position. They're gonna have to fight their way through it though. CS Power getting a knock from Godlike. They're down to 2 players, and that is WizGod gonna get that confirmation on 2 Power. Only 1 player up left for Godlike.
Oh, the Arena did manage to just roll over to the ridgeline there on the shoreline. But Mormon's been spotted. Okay, Sky is still going. And the Arena not safe yet, not out of the woods. As Godlike and Orangutan still continue to clash. Up the stairs, Godlike. Look for it, but the drop down is caught. And there's the crash. Take one down and the Arena fall. Only one team can stop it all now. Longshim with a big opportunity on the south side, but they're right on the edge.
The whole lobby breathing a sigh of relief now that at least one of the Titans is gone. It's still up to Nongshim Red Force though. They're on the south side, playing carefully, waiting in the shadows to strike. It's only a matter of time here. They're saying, yeah, you guys fight it out. but you better watch out.
Ooh, a big south shift, and Alola are looking tasty for Nongshim. Look, they're already in those vehicles. XZY wanting to keep Overwatch on the angle as well. Maybe take some shots out that way. How fast are Nongshim going to be able to mount up? Because Flash have already regrouped to the triple stack buildings on the north side of this next part of the circle. The west edge with Furia and Orangutan also needs to conclude and try and find a way down the hill. The Deadwood is so hard to navigate, though. There are these really tricky defilades, and there are players lying in wait.
Speaking of lying in wait, yeah, you can see Nongshim Red Force. They don't want to give away their position. They don't want the lobby to know where they're at right now, so they're playing it very, very quietly. So take a look at this replay. Schweppes, popping them out the vehicle, but the crash from Aura, so strong here. And they shut down E-Arena. Huge fight for the whole lobby.
Absolutely. E-Arena remain on 122 as well. Doesn't mean they can't win it all next match. They are still in the Smash boundary.
Yeah, yes, they are.
So even if Nongshim get 30 points and don't win the chicken dinner, they could still take it all away with a 0 E-Limmer.
Aurora want to put themselves in the Smash zone here and now, though.
Oh, yeah.
Here they go. They're going to start pushing, trying to find a position. They got the Wizard Tower. Are they going to take it? Nope, pass it up and decide to go for this hill line here. Good strategy. Gotta be careful. Flash.
Yeah, there's...
Throwing down some smoke. I like how they put one vehicle in front of the other, so they at least sacrificed one, but they should be able to hold on to at least another one here in the second.
They're going to have to pick a point to go.
गंदा खेलते हैं ना कोई मरता ऐसा लगता है कि यार एक ना एक just like low level की टीम है लाइक बहुत गंदा खेलती है यार बहुत disappointment से कैसा मतलब ऐसा करते हैं और eSport वैसे अच्छी टीम है लेकिन अभी वो वैसा उनका मोमेंटम नहीं है जैसा पहले था.
From the top of this ridge line, this tree cover has a lot of rocks to play around. You can sort of stutter your way forwards a little bit, but later on you're going
to
over onto Doc. They know who they're fighting now.
Well, they will once that first happens. There it is. So now they know 100%. Nongshim Red Force is right here. Aurora are going to put every single amount of their resources to make sure they can stop them.
It may well be worth it with all the teams around them going down fairly quickly. Just sitting here waiting for Nongshim to roll out, stepping through.
Nongshim के पास zone है, बिल्कुल edge है circle का.
The road shut the door in the face of a Smash victory here in match number 2 today, match 14 on the series.
To be fair, this is going to be a very tough win for Nongshim to get. They're in a really, really tough spot here. They are on the edge of the circle. That broken wall is covering them for now, but this next zone is going to make things interesting. But here we go with a huge battle. It's Furia versus OG. Furia in 8th place right here. They need the win. Oh, that nade looks good. That should get a confirmation. It doesn't some way, somehow. Bad nade there, but all of a sudden, they are able to get some knocks. Silence is going to go into the building, eating some blue zone. Furia are getting peppered little by little. He gets away with just 1 HP.
Oh, WizGod steps out. He's looking for more. He's got the shotgun shells under the car. The blue zone's ticking, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, भाई WizGod की तरफ से 1v3 शायद.
Fights back against Furia, but now Horror here, and he's got a sliver of HP to play around with. They'll know he's here, and Fear rolls over the top of the hill.
Didn't see him.
What? He didn't see him. He'll should hear that. No! With his back to it.
अब गया भाई. अब गया भाई.
And he will be put down in the meantime. The roller from
Nongshim Red Force. Nongshim Red Force. सीधा Aurora Gaming के मार गया. ये क्या? दूसरा क्या? दूसरा क्या? ये
to end this tournament.
XZY trying to regroup now on the back. The reloads are coming through and he may be able to sneak his way into the dip. And Aurora now have Nongshim set before them. A gauntlet to run through. And
एक नॉक नहीं बचा बच गया
draw this game to a
नॉक हैवी खत्म Nongshim Red Force
bombardment.
Nongshim खत्म
Red Force. They know they're the
Nongshim Red Force खत्म भाई खत्म और Aurora Gaming शायद जा सकती है उसके अंदर.
Not able to find those other confirmations.
But Aurora Gaming भी जो है वो नहीं कर सकती. Smash point hit नहीं कर सकती.
Looks like they're playing a little game of ping pong with that car.
Ooh, but Aurora starting to suffer as well. They have to move forwards, and now they're in the firing line of Team Flash. It may well be enough to stop Nongshim from winning the game, though, and that seems to be what they were trying to bid for. All the while, by the way, Kamikaze is still alive, so can't discount him just yet for getting the points that he may need. It would be a very long road, though. Hyunbin and So Easy now find the final blow to the heart of Aurora, who draw their game out on 1/3. He will fall.
Oh, that bro! That Nongshim red hole khatam. Nabi.
See a game 3. Get excited, get hyped, because now
Oh, bye. कोई टीम में इसके अलावा स्वैग वार्ड पे लीड कर जो टॉप की टीमें 1-1 2-2 पॉइंट लेकर खत्म। यहाँ है देखते हैं कि भाई जो एसपीजी का आखिरी प्लेयर कामिकाज़े वो कहाँ तक
jump up, get a little bit more cash under the belt, be a higher ranking finisher. They have all 4 of their players alive. They're looking pretty chill. As I said before, S2G do have the slimmest of opportunities. For me, it's Kamikaze needing to grab some third-party points off a fight that Team Flash has.
Yeah, he's just trying to sneak it enough points to sneak his team into that smash zone. Any point matters, though. I really got to give some major love, though, to Aura. Look at them. 13 eliminations. This team is trying to make a comeback of a lifetime, and this is how you do it. Got to get this win, though. Anything less is not going to be enough for them to make that race to the top.
I mean, even when you do get it, it's still a long road for them to try and find. For Kamikaze, he needs to profit 6 more points on this match. Those can come from either increasing placements or getting eliminations to join that smash point bubble. But this next circle comes in, it's not going to have him in it. It does push Flash into into a few of their locations, but it looks like they've spotted him. Kamikaze is there, they roll up, he's put down, and no longer do we have that storyline. The battle at the bottom of the tables rings true for the final 4 here.
This is huge. Everyone's trying to move up their placement here. Like, again, this is a massive prize pool. Every single placement up is big money in the bank. Aura, though, this is the game of a lifetime for them. This is one of those opportunities that gets your squad excited, gets them pumped up, to finally start putting everything on the line. You can see Team Flash, though, they're in the mix here. Aura trying to push from the edge of the circle. They're going to start throwing all their util onto Vitality. That's the threat. If they can hold that rock and secure that position, this could be a solid chicken dinner for them.
Absolutely. A big chance. The nades keep on going forwards. 13 eliminations on side, and they want to add 2 more to the tally. Sky and Jiggle into the fight. Razak goes down first, immediately putting him out of business, out of action. Sky looks for more as well, and they turn it on. It's just too hot.
Aura are on fire. 15 eliminations, but that nade looks dangerous. Gotta watch out. That one hurt, and now it's up to Sky. All by himself. Aula looking to stop the insanity. Here they come. Yasser moving up close and personal to be able to secure this high ground. Team Flash on the other end, putting some suppressive fire onto them as well. Aura just trying to lick their wounds, trying to find their way. It's gonna be enough. That is Aura down to 1 single player.
I like Team Flash's proactivity here. They didn't waste time. They didn't hide in the buildings. They stretched their legs and moved out towards this north side to get control of the zone. This is what we've wanted to see from a lot of our teams, and I'm glad to see it now, even if it is potentially a little bit too late. For them, they've got 15, but there is a real chance that they could catch up. A Sky is still cooking an 8, and Alula are gonna have to worry. Okay, he puts it back to the shotgun shell.
He's not moving a muscle here, and I don't think Alula realizes that he's even still there. They have to know there could be a threat in this area. But Quick is just hopping in the vehicle to get a little bit of extra third-person perspective and get some sight lines. Plus, he's protected there. He has no idea. They have no idea he's there. Hello! He missed the shot, though! Sky gets the knock, but gets from Team Flash. Shuts down Aura's run.
Pretty mighty flub there on the shotgun. Hot over the bonnet there. Probably didn't realize, but Quick didn't know he was there. Thought, oh,
solo team Flash chicken kar rahi hai.
Right.
Oh, bhai, Alula bhi bhai matlab ruk nahi rahi.
Actually, Bose is quite low. Over the top though, Tops and Win look to put pressure onto Quick, and remember,
Alula only really have 2 players to play around with here, Claus and Yasser. Looking to navigate closer to the middle for Yasser, but Flash can regroup on 3. Claus has a lot to face down on his lonesome here on this angle. Needs a big nade, needs to find an knock. Down, Win steps through with the AUG, puts that one to bed. And a second volley of fire over the top. Sees Team Flash to the chicken dinner.
I'll take that one, that's for sure. Over 20 points in that game. A massive one for them. I guarantee you, their coaches, everybody was telling them, right, hey, this is what you need to do if you want to make a run of it. And this is a start, right? This is a start. It's still a long road ahead, but now the road is there. You know what I'm saying? It had to happen in this game, and they got it done.
That's what you need to do. When that clock strikes, you've got to hear the call and step up to that plate. Unfortunate that Nongshim and E-Arena couldn't really get much further into that one. That Aurora hold on the eastern side, it stopped them really from being able to break out in the way that they wanted to. Flash were an incredible suppressive force over the course of a lot of that final set of circles, so really, really great stuff from them. But yeah, it could have been very, very different if Aurora had played that slightly in a different fashion.
For sure. I mean, unfortunate for them, super fortunate for the rest of this lobby, as we're going to go into one more game for sure. Now, as far as teams that are still within that Smash Point threshold, I believe it's still going to be the duo, right? It's still going to be the 2 teams. But another opportunity in this next game, right, for more squads to be able to push their way on up. As we're going to take a look at the replay here, Team Flash, great job of being able to finish this game strong. Win especially, just boom, putting the nail in the coffin. That's how you do it.
I just didn't want to mess about, you know. He knew.
Let's get to the next game.
Come on. Let's go next. Keep the pace, because they do want to keep up that pressure. If you're on a run, now is the time to hold on to that momentum. There is no more runway that you need to cover to take off on this. It is just today. There is nothing that you want to leave out on Erangel and let it go to Miramar, because you may not reach it. No one might.
Just look at these players' faces. Straight intensity. These guys are locked in right now. They know exactly what they need to do in order to make this happen. And it's going to be on the back of a ton of eliminations and securing those wins, all while stopping E-Arena and Nongshim Red Force, who had a great pincer on the end of that circle there. But, you know, I think teams now especially have understood just how threatening this smash rolling is.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to do extra and beyond to make sure that they can stop those 2 squads.
Absolutely. I mean, there is so much pressure on so many teams. I think that, again, I'm gonna go back to my old favorite hobby, it seems, this game of giving a little bit of hate over to Ralph, because Enigma Galaxy, that 2-2 split did not work. It was really kind of catastrophic. And hey, you know what? The position that they went to, that they tried to go for on that east side, was where Team Flash won from. So could have been different. But we're gonna head down to the stage. Kalaris has a little interview for us for some inside information.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Here with Nongshim Red Force, Hyunbin once again to get some insights on what's gone on so far. Let's talk about the Erangel that just actually happened. You guys find yourself in mini-mill to power, but then the circles shift away from you. You sent it north instead of any other direction. Talk to me about that choice. Do you think it was the right one, or do you think there was another path you could have taken?
일단 현빈 선수 첫 번째 질문은 일단 아까 에란겔 경기부터 일단 얘기를 해볼게요. 에란겔 경기 때 사실 밀타 파워 쪽의 공장을 이용하셨다가 이제 자기장이 튀자마자 이제 바로 북쪽으로 지르셨는데 사실 그쪽이 좀 다른 선택권이 없어서 좀 강제가 된 건지 아니면은 좀 그게 좀 가능성이 있다고 보신 건지 좀 궁금하네요.
일단 저희 자리에서 치킨 갖고 오기는 좀 많이 힘들었던 것 같고 저희가 오로라 한 명을 잘라나왔고 그 골에서 오로라 일단 한 팀 먹고부터 할 생각이긴 했습니다.
Yeah, we already knew that that shift was actually really tough for us. So what we thought was Aurora was actually there, and we got a one knock of Aurora player. So I think we should have started with getting out, knocking out Aurora, and then we find our footing on the ground inside that circle.
So the Rondo game, you just won another one here. You look always great in urban endings, does Nongshim Red Force. So talk to me about that urban ending. What were your biggest concerns? You had great roof control. So what was your guys' perspective on that finish?
또 론도판에서는 또 치킨을 드셨는데 사실 시가전에서 정말 좋은 모습을 보여주시는 것 같습니다. 그래서 그 시가전에서 특히나 이제 지붕을 통한 영역 그 컨트롤에 굉장히 또 일가견이 있으신 것 같은데 좀 그 점에 있어서 좀 어떤 점을 좀 중점으로 플레이를 했었는지 궁금합니다. 그 론도 플레이 때 시가전 플레이 때 어떤 플레이를 중점으로 두셨는지.
일단 저희 자리가 외곽이었고 저 시가 쪽 한쪽이 비었어갖고 일단 들어가서 서클 받다 보니까 그냥 좀 잘 먹은 것 같아요.
Well, honestly, I think the inside of the city play was actually well forced because we were outside of the circle. But that being said, I think we were kind of lucky because we tried to gain the footing because of actually one of the places are actually empty. So we just find our footing there and then we just took control of the roof and then we maintain good condition and intel.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, Hyunbin, here once again. That's Nongshim Red Force currently in position on the smash rule as we continue the games here at PMWC.
भाई जो अल्ट्रा है और वो टी में बड़ा फर्क है, जमीन आसमान का फर्क है। तुझे याद होगा हमने एक फोन देखा था, हम नुक्कड़ पे खड़े थे, मैंने और जट यहाँ शायद वो जो है उसका रेड कह रहा हूँ, उसका गूगल का 8 देख रहा था, 8 या पता नहीं 6 प्रो देख रहा था शायद, तुझे याद हो 6 प्रो देख रहा था, उसके साथ एक फोन था बड़ा सा, ठीक है, तो उसके अंदर था वो था अल्ट्रा। और ये टी जो है ना अपने वाला टी है। मैंने तुझे उस वक्त ये कहा था कि 11 टी जो प्रो है ना वो मिलेगा 50 का, तो तूने कहा था कि भाई इधर अपनी इस वाली मार्केट में तो वही मिल रहा है, टी प्रो नहीं मिल रहा यहाँ। तो मैंने कहा भाई यही है, तो प्राइस या तो तू, मैंने तुझे ये भी कहा था कि या तो इस तरह का है कि तू किसी दूसरी मार्केट से मंगवा ले। तू कहा भाई मैं वहां कैसे जाऊंगा, तो दूसरी भी तुझे याद होगा, मैंने कहा भाई मुल्तान चलते हैं, तूने कहा भाई उतना जितना मैं जाऊंगा मुल्तान में मेरा इतना ज्यादा खर्चा हो जाएगा। तो वो चीज है, मैंने तुझे बताया था कि मार्केट हमारी महंगी है और अल्ट्रा में और टी में बहुत जमीन आसमान का फर्क होता है, ये चीज याद रख ले।
in a 23 points, so that's going to get them way higher up in the mid rankings. And let's keep in mind, even if you're not number 1-7, the prize pool distribution is getting way higher on that first half of the leaderboards.
It is. For some of these teams that might be too far away from that threshold of the smash rule, they're going to be pushing up because there is that prize pool at stake. $3 million that we're going to be giving out. And Horror Esports being able to perform really well, seeing the aggressiveness. This is what we've been expecting out of Horror Esports, the aggressiveness, 16 eliminations.
I mean, it's a real shame we just didn't see this from the get-go, right? From day one throughout to today, because they could have been in a very different position on those leaderboards than we see them right now. But also, just mention very quickly, as we look at the team stats here for Sleepy and Sky actually doing some mega work. They did have some really good nades. They were pushing very well. They are the team that got rid of E-Arena in the mid phase of that game, taking shots onto Nongshim there. So, you know, very, very proactive, really looking around them and trying to get as many elims as possible. I think we can call that farming.
They were farming a little bit. They definitely were. But actually, the key thing we have to keep in mind for Horror here is they are the team that eliminated E-Arena, which is a team, if you get that elimination, one of the plays, you're like, that's E-Arena. That's E-Arena right there. Go. Push them. And then they did it. And because of that, right, Lace, they delay the tournament just a little bit more, which really is going to make this event so much more interesting because so many teams can enter the Smash Zone.
I know, and how crazy it is that the top of the leaderboards seem to fall and then these mid teams sort of have that glimpse of hope and opportunity. But that's why we love it here for PUBG Mobile with the Smash rule, especially. Now, I do want to sort of draw your attention to S2G, a team that is quite incredibly close to that Smash rule. But if we talk about the first game, we didn't really get to chat to them sort of in that first mid-section. They had a nice recovery, a little bit of a hot drop, couldn't capitalize on as many eliminations as they wanted to. The roughest zone shift for them. They had like that kind of open terrain. They couldn't really move in. And then they passed. And then this game, again, it kind of like they're losing their team so incredibly early after eliminations. You saw Kamikaze there on the north side trying to sponge those points, but again, falling short. Look how incredibly close S2G are, 116. They should have done it earlier.
Just 6 points away from being able to enter the Smash Zone. Aurora Gaming as well, currently 9 points away. And teams that were going to be looking to be able to close that gap, especially when we saw E-Arena get eliminated. Nongshim really not going for that many eliminations, playing it quietly. Four Thrives. I mean, Four Thrives wasn't really able to do much. And with the win that we just saw to Team Flash now moves into 7th place.
Yeah, really good push up here. Team Flash, 7th position overall. That's going to be an extra bit of money in their back pocket. But the thing is, it's looking very scary. Look at the top three. 3 chicken dinners, 2 chicken dinners, 3 chicken dinners, while the other teams below all have 0, like 4 Thrives, or a singular chicken dinner. So that is really making it scary that the tournament could really end Niptera at any point.
Well, the big thing as well for me is that Aurora Gaming, Nigma Galaxy, and E-Arena all finished up that match with 0 points on the board, right?
Yes.
None. Nothing for game 2. S2G is moving up. As you said, Lace, you've got 4 Thrives. Well, also they got 0 points, so they don't count. But Team Flash, Ulf, all of these teams, they are really making a push forward, while those top teams, except for Nongshim, it's getting very close for the rest of those teams.
And in this first page of the overall, there is one big outlier, especially when we're looking at the wins here. And it's none other than 4 Thrives. 4 Thrives, the only team in this first page that doesn't have a win. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, yes, 4 Thrives, if you are able to have a good performance in the next match, at one point, we need to start seeing those win if they want to be able to win via Smash Roll.
I mean, even if we bring it back to sort of the group stages, they were sort of unable to get those chicken dinners. Of course, they could capitalize on elimination, but they weren't really one of those teams that would close out the win. We're sort of seeing this trend now, and of course they want to sort of get those elims and sponge those points to hit that kind of Smash Roll threshold, but in then it's still, if you calculate statistically, it's still their win rate is not really that nice.
No bit
politely.
But you know what? I'm going to pivot the conversation. I want to bring it back to Nongshim Red Force.
Yes. Let's discuss.
And what
I wanted to take a bit of time here because that was an absolutely insane throw. There are 3 options. Or you third party to the western side on the mountain next to Lumberyard, or you directly crash into Al Ula, which is what I think would have been a really good option, or you decide to go for the wide wrap onto Flash, which I wouldn't recommend, and they ended up doing. There were so many options to go, but that was like, out of the 3 Niptera, the one that was not going to give them the win.
And you know what? It's showcased by Al Ula taking 2nd place from the exact position that we were like, Nongshim, go that way, go that way. Al Ula end up going that way, get that 2nd place, and I think if it had been Nongshim with the kind of momentum that they had off the win, they would have won there. It is genuinely not even game throwing, it's almost championship throwing in game 2, right? Because they could have won it, they could have ended it, done and dusted, and they just didn't. They went for very different play.
Yeah, and especially because of that rotation. If you push Al Ula, let's say, only Al Ula is going to fight you, right? It's literally team versus team.
Literally.
That wide Eastern rotate, Aurora's looking your way, Team Flash is looking your way, Al Ula's also looking your way. You're just making it harder for yourself. And Nongshim Red Force have some of the best rotation sometimes, and then they pull stuff like that. I'm very confused. They're a very confusing team. Entertaining to watch, but confusing.
I also want to sort of point out, and this is just kind of across battle royales in general, sometimes you only have that one opportunity, and when you miss it, it is now 10 times harder to get back to that same position. You do not get these chances often. And like you said, Neftro, they didn't make that space, they didn't make that play well, so it will be a little bit more challenging now.
And with Nongshim Red Force, especially in that performance, right? I fully agree with you guys. They decided to go the completely wrong way, being within nade range of Aurora as well, even though they ended up out-surviving Aurora. One thing though for this team is that when we've seen it in the past, you were kind of telling me this too, Neptura, especially at PMMI. Once they hit the smash zone, this team is so scary because they know exactly what they're playing for, which is just the win, right? Yes, they can get some points. And we kind of saw this here being super passive, the team just waiting for the right time. And I think maybe that's what could have hurt them there. They was just looking for something passive. They weren't looking for an actual fight, and that's why they decided to go with that rotation.
You know what? I 100% agree with you there, Seven, because, yeah, they are so scary. They are so patient. And we saw that them lining up on Milta Power there, lining up on that wall, going, okay, what's the next play? They didn't look scared. They weren't going too quickly. They were just being very patient. They were sitting and going, okay, what are we going to be doing next? And then they make the most harebrained, like, under pressure play, it felt like, right? Another team I would have expected that from. Not from Nongshim, not with the presence of mind they seem to have while in the smash point. They are not a team that falls under pressure, and it felt like they just did in that moment, so very, very odd. Next game, though, still that chance. No one's quite caught up to that smash zone, so really EA still the only competitor for them right now. Game 3, we can do this.
I'm going to pivot the topic again. Sorry, I'm all over the place. There's so much to talk about right now. But I want to talk about actually the MVP race, which is actually, we could have a dark situation on our hands, which is we saw Eren being top damage dealer, he had a ton of eliminations, and they're currently at the very bottom of the first page. We could have a situation where they're nowhere near winning the tournament, and a player on Ulf could actually become your PMWC 2026 MVP. Got to be careful there because he is in 4th position, but it's Hyunbin, it's Tizzy dominating here for Nongshim Red Force.
It is, and Hora with that performance that we just saw there, Sleepy being able to put up the numbers. Eren, you were talking about it as well, but we have a lot of fans here in the arena. We got 4 thrives, we got a bunch more over there from Godlike. Let's see what Barney's currently up to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've said it time and time again that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. We've got so many around the arena, so before we dive into our 3rd map of the day, it is time to check in with them. And so, Furia, Godlike, make some noise! Kilaris, who have you got with you, buddy?
Yeah, that's all well and good, but I've got Nigma Galaxy. Make some noise! Thunder's applause for Nigma Galaxy! What have you got going on, Barney? Lottie, what have you got?
Off the chance, Barney, you're not ready because I'm here with Sporty.
You can hear the celebration in the arena. I'm sure you can hear it at home as this Hall of Heroes echoes with every fan's hopes and dreams, giving out their energy because the tournament still goes on. Not ending in a Game 2 smash, we run it right back. And anticipation has reached fever pitch.
ये बाहर से रोला डाल रहे हैं 40 उम्मीद नहीं रहेगी 40 जीतने का तो चांस नहीं है भाई सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता यार
They have played very well today, Lord, making a great showing.
जीतना का सवाल पैदा नहीं होता
Goodness me.
ये सोच सकते हैं कि अपने उसके लिए खेल सकते हैं मतलब कह रहे हैं कि पैसों के लिए खेल
for our players, for our teams here. Potentially the last match. Ooh, maybe. Felt like on that last one, weren't quite able to get it there for Nongshim Red Force. They kind of make a bit of a Hail Mary. Didn't work out. But we do have our 3rd match coming up. Erangel
Nice and steady map here to get yourself a chicken dinner on. Nongshim might be waiting for later on in the day though. Hitting another big Miramar, but will someone beat them to the punch? Will E-Arena start stepping back up again?
A lot of fine margins and a room that's getting rowdier and rowdier each game that goes by. But we'll focus on the here and now, the present that is the fact. We've been presented with a third game here live from EWC. PMWC has not stopped delivering, and I don't doubt this game will be anything different. We're back on Erangel, playing path established.
Last match, a little bit difficult, honestly. I don't
blame a lot of
teams were struggling slightly there. Very
start
things off. Awkward drop spots, awkward rotates, quick switch out towards the eastern side. Really gentle. Across the center. No one's complaining.
मुझे लगा टीम जो है वो वाइटैलिटी उधर जा रही है, ठीक है, बट ये चीज मतलब लगा नहीं था मुझे, तो एकदम लगा 1 सेकंड के लिए, 1 सेकंड के लिए.
Where's the circle?
Well, if history is anything to go by with some of the circles we've had here this event, it might be something a little bit spicy for this one.
Oh भाई यार, ये माँ की घटिया सर्कल है भाई, क्या गंदा सर्कल बन रहा है भाई.
Teams have to start getting their feet wet into this one to make it happen. Those bridge crossings, absolutely diabolical. Aurora, also tough decisions. S2G, bit of a menace team to run into on that eastern side, but Fourth Thrives have been consistently oppressive over towards the west. So hard decisions need to be made for this squad. They get in vehicles, likely will loop down towards the south side of the map. They'd be praying for a southwest shift on this one. Over towards farm, Nongshim Red Force will get moving. Planting those seeds of destiny. Hopefully get themselves another chicken dinner today. E-Arena far out over towards the northwest side, South George. Long distance on this one.
And of course, for those of you at home that don't want to figure out the event, make sure you get stuck in that Naruto in-game event that's been going on.
S2G भी अगर 5 पॉइंट निकाले S2G आ सकती है, और 9 पॉइंट निकाले तो अरोरा गेमिंग आ
over the tournament.
तो बाकी टीमें जो बहुत नीचे हैं, लेकिन अगर E-Arena 99 पे अटक गई है, 100 पॉइंट भी नहीं हिट कर पा रही.
Seriously good stuff from him. So many clutch plays, so many moments where it felt dire and Mormon was able to pull it back for the squad. Looking to do the same here in the final day. They've already achieved the smash ruling. As we said earlier on the desk, the only 2 teams to actually
तो भाई देखते हैं कि भाई क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता, ये देखना पड़ेगा हमको.
Don't end it all here and now. Right now you have that serene sense for E-Arena as well as Nongshim Red Force that there is only one other squad in the lobby that could beat you to the punch.
I do think, mate, with our S2G have looked, if you could come alive here, get a bit of a big boost off this game, they've still got a chance to be a dark horse, to be able to upset in this lobby. And I think we saw some of that talent yesterday when they were fighting under so much pressure as well. Situations from distance. Andy G, he was popping off.
और कहीं ना kind of इनको edge मिल जाता है, ठीक है,
we touched on Kamikaze.
उनका edge मिलता है तो ये इनके लिए बहुत बड़ा फायदा हो जाता है. उनका ऐसा समझ लो कि इनको अगर लेट रोटेशन करनी है तो इनको टेंशन नहीं, इनकी जगह पे मोस्टली जोन मिल जाता है. अगर समरनी सर्कल बने तब भी इनको मिल जाता है, अगर मेल्टा बनता है तो तब भी सर्कल मिल जाता है, इवन के मिलिट्री भी बनता है तब भी इनको सर्कल मिल जाता है. मतलब इनका सर्कल मिल ही जाता है मोस्टली. तो देखते हैं भाई, तीसरा मैच हो चुका है, अभी 15वां मैच, तीसरा मैच है, इसके बाद 3 मैचेस रह चुके हैं. हो सकता है ये लास्ट मैच हो सारी टीमों के लिए.
But I do think they would be happy with the win, regardless.
Yeah, I don't think you're bomb.
Yeah, so for S2G, certainly a possibility here. Only 6 points on this game that's needed for them. For Aurora, we are looking towards 9. Enigma Galaxy is going to have to be a bigger match. 22 points on that one, which is almost certainly going to be a chicken dinner.
ये 40 जो है वो अपने लिए इधर से गाड़ी निकालने की कोशिश करेगी कि गाड़ी निकाले Enigma Galaxy ऊपर
match 3, which is where
Enigma Galaxy ऊपर है और इनको आइडिया नहीं है फोर्थ ड्राइव को वही को टीम ऊपर है.
A little documentary style earlier on today was saying that he'd love to see 16
फोर्थ ड्राइव और Enigma Galaxy की फाइट हो सकती है. फाइट हो सकती है फोर्थ ड्राइव और Enigma Galaxy की. 100 वो जैसे फोर्थ ड्राइव की लग रहा है मुझे लग रहा है फोर्थ ड्राइव फाइट लेने का पूरा फोर्थ ड्राइव.
Internationals do go to that 6th match no matter what, and even in PMMI. Ooh, for Nongshim Red Force, oh my god, he's alive. For Nongshim Red Force, he did go to match 6 when they got that smash. Satan immediately peeling off there for Enigma Galaxy, but they are in close contention.
मुझे लगा सैटर्न उतर जाएगा. सैटर्न उतरेगा 100 पॉइंट तो होगा ना एटलीस्ट फोर्थ ड्राइव का, पर नहीं हुआ. कैसा बचा ये समझ नहीं आई.
They've been loving these fights versus Enigma the entire event. Always able to catch them on their egress. I was just as surprised as you were. He actually got out from that one.
Oh, भाई ईडा की तरफ से Enigma Galaxy का प्लेयर नॉक कर दिया जाता. ये नॉक कर दिया जाता.
Conversation between those two teams continues even this far into
और
the
खत्म. लोअर खत्म.
Enigma
Galaxy मुझे लाग नहीं रहा जल्दी. लाग तो नहीं रहा भाई ये. फोर्थ ड्राइव की तरफ ईडा पकड़ लिया जाता.
Chicken dinner and getting into smash ruling feels a little further away. Fourth Rise will aggress over towards Ida. Should hit them up towards the 100 now, so they've also hit the century on this game. Getting ever closer to that count. Nongshim Red Force was able to
Ida Esports के प्लेयर हैं आगे.
Central position. They like to play around this area. They are cut in with S2G though. Slightly scary.
थोड़ा लेट है कि ताकि देखने अगला सर्कल कहाँ बनता है. मोस्टली अगला सर्कल इसलिए वेट कर रहा है ताकि भाई कांड अगर किसी किस्म का कोई मतलब ऐसा हो लॉन्ग वो बहुत बड़ा गलत वाला समझ रहा था फोर्थ ड्राइव और गोडल की फाइट होगी यार जो लग के साथ. और यहाँ भाई
already big shots being connected.
गोडल पूरी खत्म होगी. एक पॉइंट लेके पूरी टीम खत्म होगी भाई. एक पॉइंट लेके जिस टीम ने अच्छा खेला ना उसके अंदर जो क्या कहें रोंडो में वो टीम खेल ही नहीं पा रही. पता नहीं क्यों. अगर नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स साइड पे आप देखते हैं क्या होता है. नोंगशिम रेड फोर्स क्या करेगा होगा और ये अरीना के साथ क्या होगा ये देखना पड़ेगा. अंबा की जो नॉक किया आरू को.
Still remember his crash into gas station, which went terribly wrong, but even then he is putting up numbers. OG do take a knock there to Tiamba, who have been sadly very quiet.
अंबा मुझे लगता है अब ये टीमें जो पीछे वाली टीमें इनको पता है भाई जीत तो सकते नहीं. 70 पॉइंट चाहिए. सही है. 50-60 पॉइंट चाहिए. 3 मैचेस में 50-60 पॉइंट. इसका मतलब है कि बहुत मुश्किल है.
Sadly, that's just not the case. Trying to get back.
तो इसीलिए अभी सोच रहे हैं कि चलो यार इतना हो के भाई अपने लिए जितने पॉइंट हासिल कर ले ताकि वो हो सके कोई अच्छा मतलब.
Maru on about half HP there. AKOP in the back line.
Oh no.
Nice arc from me.
Finish हो गए. Maru तो finish हो गए.
He's feeling himself. He can do so much damage on a battleground. He's got back up from the boys. If they can get out of this one cleanly, maybe
ये तंगी की तरफ से नहीं निकल पा जाते हैं.
for the other squads above.
और ये AKOP की पोजीशन बहुत हैवी है. AKOP यहाँ बहुत बड़ा सरप्राइज दे सकते हैं इनको. बहुत बड़ा. छोटा मोटा नहीं बहुत बड़ा.
Blue coming in to make it a bit more suffocating between these two sides.
Quite a few nades already expended here from Tiamba as well as OG. We're right in zone 2 now. Blue starts to tickle a fair bit. QZZ gets a bit panicked there. Will drop a couple of shots through and then immediately send in Milu. He's just going to prime the nade. That's a nice one.
Oh boy!
Good pace.
Yeah, boy, trigger discipline दिखाया गया भाई.
This onto AKOP. It's me.
Does not care. AKOP की तरफ से नेड कराया जाएगा. मुझे लगता है ये क्या है प्लेयर. ओ भाई अपने प्लेयर को लो जी.
Friendly
लो जी.
Denies the point.
भाई ये भी बगैर के किल हासिल किए ओजी और कोडल दोनों बगैर किल हासिल किए बाहर निकल जाती हैं और टीमें जो है बच जाती हैं बाकी जो दो टीमें जो अभी तक फिनिश हो चुकी हैं वो दोनों इंडियन टीम्स हैं बाकी टीमों के एक प्लेयर निकमा गैलेक्सी का एक QLF का एक उसके बाद ईडा का एक प्लेयर क्या है देखते हैं क्या करते हैं और तो बहुत एटीट्यूड खेल रही है ताकि भाई अगर हो या सर्कल कोई हार्ड शूट ले तो भाई वो इनके लिए जाना आसान हो समझ रहे हो
came through yesterday shallow in Milu out but looks like he is ready to play today gameplay looks clean Phenomcian Red Force hard rotate up towards that north side
हार्ड शिफ्ट आया तो बड़ा मसला हो सकता है ई अरीना यहाँ अगर फाइट में फंसी तो बहुत बड़ा फायदा होगा 4-5 के फाइट का सिर्फ 4-5 का ही होना टीम वाइटैलिटी फंसी है ई अरीना के साथ फाइट में
for Tiamba to actually get in
popping up in the Elim feed. Couple shots over towards the Furious squad. Furia that have been a little bit more shaky today in some of the battles we've seen.
Oh भाई नाइस यहाँ अरोरा गेमिंग आ चुकी है पीछे से अरोरा गेमिंग अगर मार देती है नंगशिम रेड फोर्स को तो ये तो नहीं होगा कि भाई चलो बहुत हैवी हो जाएगा फिर तो बहुत अच्छा सिस्टम हो जाएगा नंगशिम रेड फोर्स के दो प्लेयर है ना यहाँ
the Aurora crew that have made their rotation over the bridge left of Novka. Oh, are they going in for this aggro?
Aurora might be looking just to swing on the coastal side, deny as much sidelines as possible. Top though, playing an anchor.
एक टीम तो भाई निकल जाएगी ना एटलीस्ट मतलब समझ रहे हो एक टीम निकल जाएगी
Hamzi G at distance also
भाई Hamzi G ये साहब चुप करके भेजो S2G के प्लेयर पता नहीं क्या बकचोदी कर रहा तू राम सिंह को बैठ 5 में सारे 6 पॉइंट तुम्हें चाहिए सिर्फ 6 पॉइंट तुम हासिल कर लोगे तो खत्म होगा
Nades go through but so easy brushes them off
Dirt off the shoulder for so easy can't keep this man down right now 3 of their nades invested, so draining some of the early offensive utility, but it looks like they've still got a good supply, at least on dock with 5 in the backpack. Meanwhile, E-Arena pushing back up, over to Waldorf. Ketch trying to catch an escape plan, dives behind the driving, but it's not quick enough as Joker will adjust his crosshair.
Nice, nice भाई चलो कुछ तो एक अगर तो नो वो तो फिनिश होगा मुझे लगता है
bit of a disjointed sector there from Ulf Alula under pressure though as S2G just flies in over towards the garages R3B in the corner and S2G cleans it up
S2G भाई 4 किल कर चुके हैं
should be able to get that
2 पॉइंट और हासिल किए तो S2G भी जो है वो
meantime after seeing those
पॉइंट पे आ जाएगी
get that leapfrog on so they get a little bit further into the circle here
देखते हैं क्या होता है भाई 2 पॉइंट और हासिल करते हैं तो जो है S2G भी जो है 5 पॉइंट पे आ जाएगी
can be an urban finish thriving in the concrete jungles.
So no overcommit, like you touched on. Aurora just controlling some of the rotation paths with the coast firmly under their foot. Map geometry favouring them from this position. They
इसके बाद हम देखते हैं कि भाई क्या करते हैं कौन सी टीम कैसे करते हैं मैं तो कहता हूँ अरोरा गेमिंग एटलीस्ट को अरोरा गेमिंग को चाहिए 9 पॉइंट तो 9 पॉइंट चाहिए अरोरा गेमिंग के पास एक चांस है कि जो है वो अगर इनमें से किसी एक या 2 प्लेयर को नॉक कर इनमें एक या 2 प्लेयर को नॉक कर जाना बहुत अच्छा होगा अरोरा गेमिंग के लिए ये टीमें बहुत आसपास हैं भाई निगमा गैलेक्सी अरोरा गेमिंग
They certainly don't
एक जगह पे पता नहीं कितनी
now they have free capability.
का स्प्लिट शायद किया हुआ ना
right now they're holding 2 fairly decent locations in terms of vision onto the map, but they are
क्योंकि अगर जैसे किसी ने पुश किया तो पीछे से बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा कवर तो दे सकते हैं लेकिन बड़ी मुश्किल है
is they'll wait for zone 4, make a decision from there how they want to rotate in, but there is a lot of free space over towards the eastern side and already Doc is going to scout it. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Get a little bit further up, realise that actually this space is kind of open at the moment for us to get a little bit more of an eye in towards the circle.
That's the kind of premium real estate that man like Doc's going to instantly sniff out and be confident enough to take control of. We'll see how this pans out long term for Aurora.
4-5 बिल्कुल एज 4-5 बिल्कुल भी ओवर एक्सटेंड नहीं कर रही मुझे लगता है
how this works and we are down towards Milta
Nongshim might be thinking about making a move right now.
अच्छा जी 4th राइव जा रही है ई एरिना वाली साइड से और अब वो ये अच्छा हो सकता है 4th राइव जैसे ई एरिना निकलेगी 4th राइव उधर से पकड़ सकती है ई एरिना को देखते हैं क्या करता है 4th राइव क्या करती है ये भाई मैं कहता हूँ हल्का पकड़ लेना ई एरिना को इधर से बहुत अच्छा साबित हो जाएगा यहाँ
towards all the teams around them. Aurora recalling Reefus back towards the squad as teams start to surge towards Milta.
Timing on this is going to be so dangerously tight though. They all caught vision on one another. Ida have already entered close. Freeman solos playing in a line there for Aurora with the wrap.
एक प्लेयर और निकल पकड़ा गया ना ये एरिना का और इन दोनों को दो प्लेयर बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा यूएलएफ भाई बड़ी प्रॉब्लम में बहुत ज्यादा यूएलएफ फंसी गई पकड़ गई खत्म ये तो डेड है भाई इधर तो जगह ही कोई नहीं है यहाँ पोजीशन ही कोई नहीं है यहाँ तो कुछ भी कर रहे हैं यहाँ तो
Toll gates is always an awkward spot, very nadeable. Couple of positions you could play around inside the toll booth itself to try and dodge those close quarters ordnance. Oh my!
ओ भाई टीम mortality की प्लेयर की तरफ से पकड़ा जाता है और यहाँ 4th राइव पीछे आ गई है थर्ड पार्टी करने के लिए देखते हैं कि 4th राइव क्या करती है और निगमा गैलेक्सी जो नॉक्शिम रेड फॉर्स बहुत ही पकड़ी गई है
Doesn't push it though. Should be resible.
That's 2 players knocked as well. We saw Vitality.
No, भाई ये रीना इस साइड फायर दे रही है.
And then the assist coming in from Aurora. The non-shin smash squad might have come unstuck early.
It's so hard. He kind of needs to get over the top and try and pick him up, but when the vehicle's currently slammed, it's he was so low. Tizzy perched himself on the rubble of the wall. That was close, Jackie.
I think we just saw he was looking for the drop with the smoke, wanted to try to get down there and assist. Thankfully, smoke's out, limited cover as well with the walls, so the geometry plays.
1 और 3 का split है यार 4 5
might be able to recover.
इसके अंदर है कंपाउंड में और एक प्लेयर है वो
all this utility they just spent getting those players back up again. How many smoke launchers do they still have left? Fexi,
mentality की तरफ से किसी को नॉक कर दिया जाता है दोबारा.
Nongshim under mad pressure at the moment between 2 separate squads, both looking towards them.
निगमा गैलेक्सी नॉक कर देते हैं अरोरा के जांबा को नॉक कर दिया जाता है.
I feel like they realize they need to keep these teams on the outside.
वो मिलू नॉक कर देते हैं और शेप्सी ओ भाई
down in the blink of an eye.
खत्म. ओ भाई
team on smash ruling out and Tiamba survives as 4.
अब टर्नी के नॉक करते हैं अच्छा ठीक है.
Eagle inside.
अच्छा 4th राइव 2 पॉइंट आगे लगती है.
Looking to play medic.
वो ट्राई के जाफा को यहाँ से निकलना है वो भी निकल यार जानी यहाँ से जाफा निकल यहाँ से यार अगर यहाँ से निकलता तो बहुत अच्छा क्योंकि अगर कुछ फंस गया तो बहुत मुश्किल है पीछे से बचना मुश्किल है तेरे लिए.
Risky pick up with the position he's in. Luckily he's got some cover from the vehicles to try and save his mates.
और इसके जांबा को पकड़ लिया जाता है जाफा अगर यहाँ से एक आधा नेड कराता है ओए तीनों किल भैंस किसी नहीं निकल सकता.
3-man squad post this.
यहाँ लगता है ये कैसे
What teams need to move? A lot of teams that actually fully confirmed though towards Milta now feeling a little bad about this one, which is exactly why you see Aurora playing on this edge down towards the south side. They've got to extricate themselves. Flash have also got to pull themselves out of this one. STG a little bit safer where the player on the warehouse is. It's Aura right now. Space on the northern edge. 4th Thrive's opening up over towards Aurora as they move.
That backline in is good to at least take some of the heat off. Force attention turned back onto 4th Thrive from Aurora. Vitality have just been really running interference.
4th Thrive 3 पॉइंट के साथ आ चुकी है 102 पे और अब चाहिए सिर्फ 20 पॉइंट चाहिए और ज़ैफा जो है वो बहुत फंस चुके हैं और वहां से निकलना मुश्किल है 4th Thrive. देखते हैं अगला सर्कल कहाँ बनता है और मुझे लगता है 4th Thrive पे सर्कल नहीं है ना शायद. हाँ शायद 4th Thrive पे सर्कल नहीं है 4th Thrive यहाँ से निकलेगी सर्कल पे. अरे यार
you got to imagine that wheels are blown out, if not vehicles fully exploded. They do have to move further in towards the circle. likely will
वहां से निकलना और वाइटैलिटी जो है पुश दे रही है शायद फ्यूरिया वाली साइड पे पुश दे रही है निकमा गैलेक्सी पे और नगमा गैलेक्सी खत्म भाई
really like this push from Vitality.
Ralph's on an island, last man left alive and not breathing for much longer.
Vitality को आइडिया होगा
Enigma said they go down. Vexi's been good as well at providing some overwatch for this squad, showing up when they needed him. Fury on the move close by, shots from either side, so a lot of information garnered towards them. They advance further. Pushing up with a vehicle, he's going to peek over the top of the rocks. There's Tiamba in the distance, nades being thrown onto Vitality, a backline potential. Igor goes in, big sprays, assisted by Silence. Four Thrives taking some damage, back onto them.
भाई यार चलो कोई ना ज़ाफा ऐसे तो यार खतरनाक है यहाँ फंसना ही था वो ज़ाफा के बाद और कोई सर्कल तो ज़ाफा नहीं ये भी डेड भाई वाइटैलिटी डेड टियाम्बा भाई आप चिकन कह रहा बहुत भाई 84 पॉइंट है मतलब अगर टियाम्बा यहाँ निकालती चिकन वगैरह 100 पे पॉइंट आ जाए तो बहुत कुछ हो सकता है ओहो भाई क्या कर रही है भाई क्या कर रही है और के फलक नौकर दिया
Furia playing with that confidence and aggression we know they've got as Four Thrives buckle under the pressure.
Fuck the band
Close range combat.
Knowing
Vitality had been taken out of the picture, they can make a move. They're just wrapping round to where Aurora were.
This is interesting, trying to get rid of Aurora actually. Potentially they've noticed that. There's actually a massive amount of space on this western side that they could clear. Tiamba's a 3-man, Furia's down to 2. Circle moves up that way, leaving Tiamba with one of the few remaining positions, and we are on toll booth. Oh my god, what a circle to end on.
Ooh, deep nades. Reefer's casting that one out. Back nades as he advances to try and create a little bit of space between the teams. Distant shots
टीम के बीच में चलो एक साइड से बंदा फुटता समझ आती है यार
lost from S2G.
भाई S2G आखिरी
The only thing is just like kind of flash.
Aurora game भी किस तरह स्मैश पॉइंट पे नहीं पहुंच पाएगी भाई
capability of moving west on this one for Nongshim and clearing up towards that north side, having all that space. You'd imagine that they saw the amount of teams that moved into Milta. They are
Nongshim Red Bull chicken भी कर सकती है भाई chicken भी कर सकती है Nongshim Red Bull भाई
you don't need elims, you need a chicken.
And they might get barbecued if they take too much time on this one. Joel was cooking the molly. XCY so paranoid about
the भाई क्या करती है क्या कुछ Aurora कुछ नुकसान पहुंचा पाएगी Nongshim Red Force
clear line of sight down onto the rotate path for Nongshim. It's so uncomfortable.
भाई जीतना क्या फोर्थ मैच पॉइंट पे भी नहीं वाली टीम बैंड तो पता नहीं क्या बकचोदी करती है इतना गंदा हाथ करिया ना भाई मैं बोल नहीं सकता खत्म नाइस है 2-3 लोग
It makes little sense. I mean, they'd set themselves up wonderfully the entire time for this western exit. And as soon as the circle moves away from Milta, push into Milta.
Analysis, the zone takes away one of the members and we're down to just a duo. Aurora caught on there. Continue playing powerfully off this angle. Thankfully given a few moments of respite as he runs to try and find any cover at all.
Kamikaze from S2G, we talked from the start of the game. They have just about hit that 122 now. So they have
पॉइंट पे आ गया अब इनके लिए इतना कोई बड़ा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है अभी तो इनको कुछ भी नहीं करना अगली गेम में मतलब ट्राई करेंगे
steps up to the plate. They've done enough here even if they go down. Looking to take down Ida regardless. Hams, ooh, what a shot! Reaction coming through.
Oh, खत्म ये देख इधर ईदा खत्म काम ही क्या होगा भाई खत्म
standing straight and keeping
चलो भाई
in a position to recover from this. Quick reactions from Ida, but a shutdown play that will let S2G fight on for another day. Flash though getting eaten alive. Wrapping down, bouncing in, Tops is down. And Kamikaze scanning to see what more points they can
steal.
actually, Jackie.
11 पॉइंट के साथ ये चिकन निकालेगी, चिकन निकाला तो ये हो जाएगा तकरीबन 133 क्या ऊपर भी जाएगी, और भी टीमें निकाल सकती है, जाम्बा वो भी चिकन निकाल सकती है, गोरा भी चिकन निकाल सकती है, S2G वैसे तो पिंच हो चुकी है, बहुत मुश्किल है S2G S2G के सोल की को लो करना है और ये अच्छा है.
They've been under constant pressure the entire time. It's not clean. It's awkward.
Not even a helmet on so easy here anymore.
Mate, you're playing with a bare minimum. Concessions had to be made, but a nade could be coming their way.
Yeah.
Looks good for the bounce. Oh, see ya.
Oh, nade come on,
XZY is down. Comes to the end of his line there. Nongshim is floundering at the moment. Confusing moves. Win though from the back line, didn't get the backstab, but immediately spotted out by Lost here. S2G absolutely have done enough, but they're looking to push further into this game, as is so easy.
They're trying to send a message with this one. It's not just about what they needed to get into Smash, they want to prove that they can be the big dogs in the lobby. Response back over them. Hamza G eating the nade from Hora, lighting up the sky. Explosion after explosion on top of the Turkish team. They are stuck on the ridge and cannot advance. Backline attack from Tianba from way over the other side. And Tianba keeping the pressure on. Trying to get that pick up in, Lost with limited space to play off. In comes the nade. Oh,
buddy!
So easy. Barely a hope in this match, but still hanging on. Fury by the roadside, leaving just Nongshim Red Force in this endgame. For Nongshim, the best thing about this is that even if there isn't a smash win, this is keeping them in contention for the top spot, at least.
It's going to be big for the placements. And is there a chance of some sheer shenanigans from So Easy? He's crossing his fingers, mate. But you've got a hard task ahead of you.
सोच रहा होगा स्काई इस साइड पे ना है भाई, कुछ भी हो स्काई ना इस साइड पे है ना, ये सोच रहा होगा भाई.
Hide his face behind the barest of pylons behind this railing.
God, ये बहुत बुरा स्टैब है, स्टैब देगा, बैक स्टैब.
He has to do something. Oh, they've smoked him.
Hang on a minute.
Cheers, lads. I really needed that.
He's tucked in behind it.
There's no real angle from the backside.
So it just depends. I mean, if Hora gets the hard force over,
this is mad.
Yeah, this could get cheeky quite quickly. Sleepy would have burned down as well. The vehicle, it's all going wrong. So Easy on the peacock, good for one, and Tiamba assisting with the shots from the top. He's going to turn first on these as well.
Or on the assist with an unreal smoke. Mollies go in, nades go wide, and he is out. Tiamba will clean up.
Nongshim were looking to blot out the sun on that one with a surprise plays, but it's not going to happen now. And Hora solo remains with the advancement of Tian, but the nade goes over. Sky got a backpedal. Runs back to whatever cover he can find. Can he trust in his source on this? Holding the peak, ready for Eagle gets knocked out of the sky. QZZ with a reposition as Sky advances forward with a shotgun in his hand. Nade being cooked by Milu, and this man don't miss.
Good damage. QZZ falls over the second. What a fantastic game. The three-man inside just felt like these guys needed a little bit of confidence. On the match, reinvigorate whatever light died out in Milu on day two. It is back on now and it is blaring.
They started that game as they meant to proceed. The aggression was there. The despicable nade plays from Milu that always give you that gut-wrenching feeling of how does he do it? Continued from start to finish, the shots are on point, and a pathway begins to present itself.
Aura's got to be mad at themselves though. Imagine just smoking off so easy.
The smoke into the tyre pot on the career down the hill. Oh, but
they really did careen off first there. Looked so good up until that point. Covering their angles, clearing their spots out. So easy. He was mega confused. I loved to see his face in that moment. Pure shock. He's like, is that the nade moved away from me? He's like, wait, actually,
that's the smoke. I can blast that.
Nice. That's great. I didn't have one of those before, you know.
No utility left, but they gave him what to be nice, and then Tianbo with the perfect timed nades.
Man, so good. There was a small part of me that thought that So Easy was going to clutch up. Small part of me, but I am glad it was Tianbo. Tianbo win is a very
एक और मैच मिलेगा, लेकिन यहाँ एक और मैच ही मिला, हमें एक और कंटेंडर भी मिला है स्मैश को.
They're just a fast-paced team. What we've seen them from before, it's just a little bit of that sluggish gameplay where they weren't quite able to make those plays, and they've been desperately banging on that door, but it's just been not going down. And I think Milu right there just put a foot through it. So it looks good. It looks way better now. They're pulling off those maneuvers too. So yeah, great work to Tianbo. Really, really happy to see it. And it was, I think for me, it was fantastic to see these guys happy. Yeah. I think that was my favorite thing about that win.
It's nice to see him smiling, nice to see the success story of how they're playing. And mate, you're right. I think if there was a door there, Milu not only kicked it down, he just destroyed the entire house.
He's just a whirlwind.
Yeah. Came through, blowing everyone away. I hope that continues.
Continues well for Tianbo. It's not over yet. We haven't rung the bell. They might have been uppercutted, but they have got back up again. The count did not finish. It's scary, no? Going into these final matches, we've got 3 teams at match point right now. It's S2G, E-Arena, as well as Nongshim. Nongshim's been making some crazy decisions. E-Arena, sadly, on the other hand, have just not been able to eke out those performances so far. It's felt a little bit timid from that team. S2G, though, I think this is a worrisome squad to have in that top 3 because they could just light it up at any moment now. Unless the pressure gets to him, which it seems to be the case for quite a few of our teams.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the contrast we're painting there for E-Arena, right? Where it feels like you had some flash in the pan moments, but now it's come to, you just got to follow through. It's happening, whereas S2G, we know they can strive for greatness. It feels like championship mentality is going hand in hand with their aggression, the way they're approaching these lobbies. All it takes, one big game. Could be a championship right there, but stay tuned for that. We'll find out. The narrative continues. Do not go anywhere.
Smash Zone. They got a 9-point lead on top of E-Arena, which if we do not get a smash, is going back to the OG rules, which is the most amount of points becomes the champion. So right now, S2G are loving it, but so are Tiamba, shattering dreams in this game, eliminating E-Arena, eliminating the final player here at the very end for Nongshim Red Force, man. They are the reason why the tournament has not yet ended.
Hora Esports back-to-back great games here out of them. And for Fourth Tribes Neptura, this team, after that rondo that we saw, they're starting to struggle. They ended up the first Erangel with a big old donut, and in this one, at least they secure 4 points.
I mean, at least they do. I did see that they had a really fantastic rotation around from just massive wraparounds into Milta and then out of it. But yeah, 4 points is all they're going to get for that. Fantastic nades from Hora. Oh my goodness me. You were talking about it, right, Max? Sky is fantastic with the nades today. Really, really on point. And Tiamba, I mean, honestly, the word that I would use for both Tiamba and Hora, they're feeling very intense. You don't want to go up against them. Look at those sprays. Long range, through the smokes. There's no escaping this team.
What are those sprays from QZZ? Oh my god. That was crazy stuff going out from him. I mean, he was just lasering everyone through the smokes. Incredible stuff. But at the end, Hora, another solid finish, right? Yes. Sure, maybe not chicken dinner, but it's a strong back-to-back, but so easy. In that smoke, actually, that was a smoke right from Hora Niptra. I thought maybe if he stays hidden, he could third-party it, but at the end, Tiamba put the nail in the coffin.
That's something that I was actually hoping that So Easy was going to do. He was going to end up waiting a little bit longer, maybe use that smoke to his advantage. But Max, he didn't want to wait for that third-party option. He just wanted to take matters into their own hands. And it goes back to what we're saying with Nongshim. It feels like they're being passive, but they're not quite sure when to be aggressive and when to flip that switch.
They are a little bit hesitant, right? And that's the thing about the Smash ruling. Love it or hate it, teams, the mindset does change a little bit when you do have that chance of getting those chicken dinners. It is quite stressful for now. Not just 2 teams, but 3 teams. S2G are going to be joining their ranks, but of course S2G got 3 chicken dinners so far in the final, so they're looking like a team that could actually wrap it up. But looking at the rotations this game in particular, I know you in particular, Niptra, were quite critical about their push on the western side of Milta. There were other options that maybe could have been more valuable.
Absolutely. I think any... Oh, wait, hang on.
Hold on.
That's my clip right there. So looking at this split, so actually S2G, sorry, I have to jump into it. We're very split. Lost solo, literally in the 1v4. And even then, he's popping off, but he's also getting a bit of assistance from the teams on the other side of the road, right? His particular Kamikaze's got a fantastic angle. And there, the backup. This is literally the play that gets them into the Smash Zone. So, okay, going to be sending it forward. He's going to be joined up then by Habsajij, an absolutely superhero style in the building. And they get 1, get 2, get 3, and the final player. And because of that, they get the 4-man reset and actually get enough points to enter the Smash Zone. What a hero save play of the day. They don't do that, they would still not be over that 122-point threshold.
It's insane. I think I missed that play. Thank you for that replay, because oh my goodness me.
So HamCG is just like crashing in the wall. We are not going out.
They just send it. Absolutely send it. And that's what we want to see out of some teams. Being able to send it. E-Arena, one team that's currently also running into that struggle when we talk about teams struggling that are already in the Smash Zone lace for E-Arena.
That was Tiamba's fault. I don't know. Like, I have to bring it to Tiamba because obviously E-Arena, you know, they had a nice little path in there, but Tiamba were actually positioned in such a great spot that they were so annoying to every team. This is Aurora. This was obviously even helping S2G in that fight. They were able to sort of gatekeep that area from E-Arena as well. And so it's unfortunate that we're seeing like E-Arena not being able to push into the position early enough because they are still sort of playing that edge.
They are going to be playing that edge, but right now they need to get that win if they want to be able to win via Smash Rule. They are one of those teams currently in the Smash Zone. Keep in mind, E-Arena started off the day with 112 points. They have only gotten 11 points so far after 3 matches.
And 10 out of those 11 have been in Rondo. Because remember, they hit 122. That's where they were. In the last 2 games, they've gotten 1 point. What is happening to E-Arena? You're looking so strong.
Yeah, transitioning to some of the other teams, right? I'm going to be looking at Fourth Tribes Esports. This is a team, Max, that we thought was going to continue on that momentum. Remember, this is a team that usually is able to carry on momentum. They're still hesitant. They're still showing those things that we've been critiquing this whole PMWC at EWC 26, which is hesitance at times.
I was hoping they were not going to doubt themselves because they're not in the Smash Zone, unlike what we saw in PMGO Season 1, where they were actually very stressed and Ulf almost were able to close a 50-point gap over the course of those 6 matches. But no, Fourth Thrives a bit shaken here. And actually, in one play that you highlighted is that 3-1 split, right? You had Huzaifa on his own, 3 players in the city. That was a bit of a head-scratcher, right?
Yeah.
He was by himself.
Huzaifa was by himself. I could see maybe maybe what they're trying to do is hedge their bets, but he was in such a difficult position, and it's a shame that he actually wrapped around outside of the town as well to go back. Huzaifa ended up being taken out early, so that's a shame.
As I'm looking at the teams here, all the way up to 11th place, 92 points. These teams are getting closer and closer. They're kind of giving a bit of an advantage there, since some of the teams towards the top are choking a little bit, are not being able to get that many points. For those teams on the second page, what that's going to be costing Neptura and Lays and Maxman, it's just going to be costing for all those teams to just get closer and closer. There's a lot of money at stake right now when we end up talking about some of these squads. Let's see what we have, some of the comments on social media as well. One chicken for 40, and then you see what's domination is. Yeah, but right now we're not seeing the domination. We want to see that domination from 4 Thrives, right? Yeah! Let's see if they'll be able to deliver for their fans here at the arena. But for some of the other teams, right, we're now talking about, let's go back to Hora, because Hora is stopping a lot of those teams towards the top from getting those points. The teams towards the top need to be able to find some kind of adjustment to that aggressiveness that we're seeing out of Hora.
Yeah, enough points to enter.
Actually thought Aurora was going to be that.
Not top 3.
Go Donut.
And then out of it, but yeah, 4.
And it goes back.
They're feeling really fantastic.
After that rondo that we saw, they're starting to struggle. They ended up the first Erangel with a big old donut.
What is happening to
6 matches, but
to 11th place, 92 points. Teams on the second page, what that's going to be.
I just want to bring your attention to Furia, because they are still sort of in that 90 points there, and from that previous game they were holding the western side. Obviously Hora was sort of taking out the rest of S2G. They did nothing. They didn't even rotate and swing around where Hora was, which would have capitalized their elimination, so they're kind of not being as present as they usually are.
It could be ending here in this next match. My prediction was in 4 matches. How many matches do you have, Neptura?
4.
Max? 4. Lace?
I was hoping for 2, so mine's it.
Okay, yours is absolutely good. But let's see if it's going to be ending here in match number 4, or if we're just going to be getting a bunch more teams joining in this match zone.
Will this be it? We are about to find out. S2G joins the fray. Now 3 different squads could smash.
3 teams with that opportunity in our final edition of Erangel at the PMWC. It is going to go a little bit further than maybe some were expecting, given how today started, getting 2 teams into that smash zone so early on. But that double Milter shift on both of our zones has kind of thrown a spanner in the works. I mean, for Nongshim, right, they're dropping around that area, they're getting pushed in around the bridge. It seemed like they didn't quite have the force to be able to push their way out, right? They're still earning a lot of points on these games, though. So if it does go the full distance, they may just be able to win it out like that.
That's what you got to do at the end of the day, is you got to try to win this whole thing in as many different ways as possible. And that is going to be, you're going to smash, or you're going to end up with the most points on the leaderboards at the end of the day. And Nongshim Red Force with that double Milta circle, like you mentioned, is just putting in the work. Problem is, though, is that if we get another one, I mean, everyone's going to know by now exactly where they're at. So the focus is going to, I think, shift a little bit. This could be the game where we get another crazy Erangel circle to finish out the PMWC here at EWC live in Paris. You can see these players cracking their knuckles, getting ready to drop in one last time.
On Erangel, that will be the final bill. 3 teams, as you say before. Out of those 3, I feel like for my money, given today's games, I'm favoring either S2G or Nongshim Red Force. I feel like for me, E-Arena today has been solid, consistent, but not a game-winning team. And I need to see a little bit more from them to be confident in their ability to fully confirm on that smash. But we've seen them do some crazy stuff, right? They have broken records on their road here, and now they're in with a chance to take that title, give Schweppes his 3rd performance at a global level, to get a global stage title with those 2 PMWI trophies already behind him, looking for a 3rd time to take it home.
Well, here comes the big one. We're here in Paris, folks. Let's make some noise as this is the last Aerogale of the tournament. Could this be the final match? That's the question we're about to find out as we're looking now at the plane. These players are locked, loaded, ready to go. And we got one going right down the middle here in a nice diagonal coming from George all the way down to Novo.
Yeah, going to give a lot of access to everywhere on the map here. Shouldn't be too many hot drops. I know we've seen a couple of those certainly earlier on. I mean, in our first Erangel, we had that hot drop over near the Gatka Fields that was a little bit questionable. Godlike not super happy about that, but there have been performances across the board here. Sorry, Ida. I think it was Ida and Tianbo actually who were on that hot drop earlier on, but still, yeah, a really tricky situation should be unfolding here this time around. Nobody dropping straight to North George, maybe just grabbing some vehicles and heading there later. Orangutan sending WizGod very far up north, isolated from the rest of the roster. Potentially, again, just grabbing a vehicle, going to break out and rejoin in a moment. Take a look at our top players though. It's a three-way tie with Ulf, Nongshim Red Force and Horror all having their representatives on our highest elimination counts.
Oh!
And it's a milli-circle.
Let's go. I saw some people pop up in the stands after seeing that zone shift. Here we are in military. All right. Aurora are going to be there. Nongshim Red Force are going to be close to this circle as well. Man, oh man. Aerogale doesn't disappoint here. As, yeah, we had to just touch military just one more time, huh?
Hey, we got to do it. We got to do it to them. Aurora already dropping there, obviously. Could potentially have some fast rotates there. What we've seen as well from Nongshim Red Force is a transition very effectively over towards the military island. They've had 2 chicken dinners on 3 of their military finishes, which is going to hopefully be something that they can repeat. That's what they're looking for here. So a big opportunity for Nongshim, who tends to go for the rotate of one player off of the shark fin, rotate down south fairly early on circles like this, try and get a foothold on the north side of the island and work from there. That's what they're going to be looking for. But if we've seen it, the other teams have seen it too.
Yep.
So is anyone going to try and counter that?
Yeah, you know that these teams are prepared to their gills here. They know exactly what these teams are going to do. It's just, how are they going to execute it? That's going to be the question. Speaking of execution, if we look at the leaderboards right now, there are some teams that could still definitely win this whole tournament further down. I'm looking even all the way down to Team Flash, Aura, Furia, right? In my mind, though, it's getting to the point to where if they're going to win this thing, it's going to be via Smash, right? And if they're going to Smash, they have this game, and they have one more game to get within that threshold, okay? So if you look at Flash with 92 points, that's still quite a few away to get to that 122, but they have to do it in these next 2 games because you have to hit that threshold and then win the next game.
Absolutely. I mean, from 12th down, I feel like it is pretty much done and dusted for the title, unfortunately. 74 points, putting you really, really far behind of that Smash threshold. Unless everybody else in the entire lobby stops earning points and you just keep going on a points victory, maybe. But still, I'm not too sure about that one. So for 12th down,
48. Yeah, that's 48.
I'm having a bad time thinking about their prospects moving on forwards, which is unfortunate. But there are opportunities for the rest of the lobby to keep that ball rolling. As you say, Flash really very much on an outside chance. I feel like anyone below 7th place is in that same boat, right? Having a really, really tough time, and even in 7th, 6th, and 5th to boot, it's going to be really rough. It will necessitate a chicken dinner in this match.
Yep.
To go across. This is that Nongshim Red Force rotate to tune in with our teams in the Smash zone. Nongshim Red Force now across to the military island. S2G went very, very quickly, which makes me question how much loot they're going to have on board to try and hold this. Nongshim took a little bit longer to get across, which is going to give them some more stop of utility of supplies. And Aurora, of course, over in that military base. The other team that is closest to it, only 7 points behind right now. E-Arena, they're still in South George. It's very likely that they're going to take a long time to go for this rotate.
Yeah, super unlucky on the side of E-Arena. They've had to do the longest rotations in Erangel all day today, and I think that's why we've seen them not have as much success as normal. But this is a perfect zone for Nongshim, right? They're going to have the north side of military all to themselves. They know this side of the map like the back of their hand. Enigma Galaxy, in the meantime, starting to mix in a little bit with EDA, a team they're super familiar with as they battled with them in Pachinki at the start here of the finals.
I mean, it felt like, EDA were across the bridge a lot earlier. They just did not have a setup.
No.
So, Enigma Galaxy getting across pretty much for free on that location is a great result for the squad. They are, of course, 22 points behind that Smash bubble, which they'll need to try and push past in the next, as you say, 2 matches. To break on in there. And now Wolf could potentially try and roll across the bridge, but they are going to roll into a much harder stopping block, I imagine, given that EDA have now kind of solidified out to the west side of that exit, and Enigma Galaxy hold the compound to the east side of the bridge.
Interested to see the kind of plays we're going to see from these teams, especially in that mid-lower part of the leaderboards, because, you know, they want to still win this, it's still possible, but what kind of different play styles are we going to see? Like, even Godlike with 74 points, to make it possible, they need a 25-point game here and in the next one. So they'd have to go and just eliminate everybody, right? So I would want to see aggression no matter what from them. Team Flash with 92 points, right? They're going to be hunting down that 122. That's 30 points in the next 2 games. So 15 and 15, much more manageable, right? At the same time, that's a chicken dinner with elimination, so it's not going to come easy.
Hey, we're just going to see. Sure. We're just going to have to see what happens in this game, because right now 4 Thrives with their opportunity crashing into S2G with theirs as well. 1 step closer to the smash zone. 4 Thrives denied there as S2G put their first point on the board after gaining that smash point in that last game and holding this south edge. I mean, they're feeling all right. They're feeling all right. We're still waiting for Zone 2 to really decide where it's going to go.
Yeah.
I have this sort of bubbling feeling in my stomach, Jukes. And it is, what if we get a really hard north shift and we go back to the mainland?
Ooh, it's
so unlikely, and it's not even really worth bringing up. But I just have that little feeling. I'm like, oh, back of my neck is prickling. My spidey senses.
The John Allen tingle.
That's right.
Is in effect here, folks. If we see that northern shift, oh boy, will this be one heck of a party here. Fortunate for 4 Thrives, they're on that most southern part of military, just thinking they can kind of get some of that loot. S2G finding one of their players isolated, and that's IQ gone, just like that. Only player out of the lobby so far. Looking on over, there's still a lot of teams that are in the blue zone still. I mean, we got E-Arena still in South George, so they're going to be pushing in super late. Tianba's up there, Godlike's up there, Aura are still just crossing Yasnaya. So a lot of teams going to be very, very late on this rotate.
Little family outing for Vitality. Pop into the hovercraft, luggage in the boot. Getting that fuel back on board. Minimal vehicles though. Makes this south side for them a lot more difficult to navigate. I'm not too happy with the amount of mobility that they're going to have. They do need to potentially try and find some vehicles or steal some from another team, as our circle will be coming in fairly soon. Yeah, for Vitality, might be a foot-based approach for the future if that hovercraft draws the fire like we see it. The circle shifts out west. And it does keep a lot of that military island in. It's got to push Al Ula away from Novo, and the teams on the east bridge potentially going to have a little bit of a hurry up, but Al Ula have that outpost over to the west. The east bridge, it's going to be a fairly easy disagreement to settle, I imagine, for Flash and Orangutan. Not for either of the 2 teams, but it should be a fairly simple solution for whichever team comes out on top. At the moment, looks like Orangutan might have the better end of the stick because the res does need to come through.
Res needs to happen. Unfortunate for Al Ula, they can't catch a break. You know they wanted that observatory position so bad. But they're at the bottom of the leaderboard. Going to have to do it the hard way. Still on the north side of this island, we got OG battling it out with Team Flash. 2 teams pretty down on the leaderboards. Trying to soak up some points here, get some extra placements. Again, you know, Team Flash have a possibility to make a run of it. They need 15 points in this one and the next one to reach that smash zone, to try and smash in that final match. That's if we even get there. We could end this game here and now, folks. But you know what? Before it ends, you guys got to get in the game and get one of those Naruto Uzumaki skins right there. We got the Ninetales Furies AUG still available. Get it while you still can. Aurora, though, at 4th rise. This is a huge fight. They're battling it out over by these playing fields. Zol's going to have the angle there on T24. Throws the Molotov on him. He's going to have to move. The nade goes on to Zol. Picks him off a little bit. And now it's a battle. The util, he touched the molly.
Oh.
He touched it with the tiptoe and gets knocked. Another huge mistake here out of 4th Rise.
Hey, 4th Rise had so much momentum, but the pendulum swings back the other way, and Aurora now are another step closer. They put a second elimination point on the board. They are drawing inexorably towards the 22 metric. Now 5 points for them to try and join for a potential smash. Remember, 3 teams can still win it, and we've seen 2 chicken dinners on milli circles coming from Nongshim, who have a 2-2 side of the island right now. Furia may look to try and challenge the northern point of this. And are Nongshim going to look to regroup over towards the northwest side of Millie? They will have to, at some point, decide which outpost they want to commit to. It may need another circle for them to do so.
Yeah, they're in a really great spot right now. The problem is they're going to full commit to them for sure to try and stop them. E-Arena, meanwhile, in through the zone on the north side. Where's the shift going to go? If it goes to the bridge, oh, this is going to be straight chaotic.
It's gonna go a little bit close to the bridge. Now Nongshim need to regroup. For my money, I think that southwest side might just be a little bit better for them. They're right next to Ida there. Fury are gonna charge on in over the hills. E-Arena have yet to get across the zone as well to get towards that military island crossing. Godlike are gonna contest them. They've got the backline that coast to keep them a little bit safer, but they have to get there first and challenge off Ulf. Maybe Nigma Galaxy will join in that fray, but they have to get across.
Yeah, they're going to have to get across, and it's going to be a tough one right now. I mean, there is so many different teams crowding these bridges, and on both sides, on the eastern and western bridge. You can see Nongshim, though. They got those sandbags. They're going to be holding this hill. It's a great spot in this circle. They're going to have so many different sight lines. They can rotate away from it if necessary. They just got to watch out for the crash.
गंदा खेल रहे हैं भाई, इतना कुछ गंदा खेल रहे हैं। आज पूरा दिन T24 ने कितना हक्का है, कभी नेड करा रहा है अपने टीममेट पे, कभी खुद ही बोली के अंदर जाके गिर रहा है, कभी कुछ कर रहा है, कभी कुछ कर रहा है यार।
Another military victory under their belt as well. Incredible, what a way to close it down, but they have got a long way to go. 12.5 minutes into this game, and there's going to be at least 15 more of them ticking away. Every second, a drop of sweat beading on their foreheads of one of our players.
There's Godlike keeping an eye on E-Arena. Oh, it looks like we did get a huge knock. That's XZY.
Okay, that's Reservoir.
Yeah, that is Reservoir, so you should be able to get safe. Yeah, okay, so Nongshim gonna keep their player up here.
Okay.
Remember, they don't know who it is until it's flushed, so they still don't have a clue it's Nongshim just yet.
We'll be able to get that healing done. Unlikely that there's any full crashes onto this Nongshim position, given that the direction of crash would need to come from the north side at the moment, and Furia, Alola, generally the greatest of times getting across whilst each other are still there, not to mention Nigma Galaxy pushing in that north side as well. So I feel like for the next circle 2, maybe, Nongshim Red Force is going to be very, very safe and secure in this position in a central spot. I'm also looking at S2G on the southwest side. No one really contesting them. Of course, you do still have Fulak from 4th Rise, the last player to stay alive, who could potentially find a backstop position, find an off angle, a cheeky little snake in the grass play. But for S2G on the southwest side, I think they have a good run up as well.
Yeah, there's so many teams here. I mean, S2G, Nongshim Red Force, they're going to have some big dominant positions and could win this game and end the tournament here and now. The question is how are they going to handle these fights? Do they take some of the fights early on like they normally would? Maybe not, because it's going to give away their position and a lot of attention is going to be laser focused on them. A southern shift happens. S2G have the high ground.
Now, this is really important. Sure, S2G have that high ground. This is really good for them, but Nongshim's decisions in the next minute or two are going to be pretty make or break. The teams on the northeast side will have to figure out who's going to take a crack at it. I feel like Nongshim can continue here for a little bit longer. They have to be able to hold out as the crossing on the bridge starts to unfold. We've got 4 teams behind the queue, and actually E-Arena are sweeping in to try and play in behind this. They think, oh, surely the eastern bridge is going to be empty. Think again.
Nope, there are a whole bunch of teams holding on this eastern bridge. There's like a bunch of squads, and IGL's had the same idea. And this is stage 4. The blue zone is really going to start chunking them here. They cannot afford to be holding here for so long. And for Team Flash, this is their chance to disrupt E-Arena.
A real big chance. E-Arena have stumbled at every block since that first match that saw them into the smash zone. Being denied access. So many players sit in front of them. You've even got Eagle behind in Milta for Tianba to try and make that one happen. So a really, really desperate scenario now for E-Arena, whilst the 2 teams that sit with them in the smash zone are laughing. And there
goes Schweppes.
Unresable now, stage 4.
And now WizGod is going to be looking to get that thirst, soak up them points. They know it's E-Arena here. Oh, the pan shot.
Okay.
Woo! He said, okay, let me go ahead and get back to this side. Mormon desperate at this point. Just going to be full sending it across this bridge. And the crowd, you can hear them chanting. I can hear the S2G chants already. They know this looks really good, but can they finish it out?
Oh, this east side.
मुझे लग रहा है एस2जी चिकन निकालने की जैसी पोजीशन है उनके पास एस2जी के पास जैसी पोजीशन है चिकन निकाल लेगी वो
and not lose any themselves, but again that leaves no challengers from the east towards that in those sandbag spots. Everybody from the east side is going to be coming into this zone raggedy, run through, as the E-Arena do manage to get across the bridge, but at the cost of Schweppes.
Yeah, at the cost of Schweppes and
Flash
through almost all the meds here just to try and survive, and then they're going to have to get lucky into this circle. They're going to have to hope to catch a third party, something. If they do get that third party though, this could be dangerous. Let's see how this works out though, as now we're going to look at Beauty getting mighty close to Team Flash. That name just a little bit too far close.
Balak's still going. He's taking shots over on the northwest side, over at Godlike. Don't think he's going to manage to push through with complete ease, but it's a good start.
भाई साहब आगे ना जाइए और के 4 बंदे यहाँ तो वापस नहीं आएगा यहाँ तो वापस नहीं आएगा भाई
they might try and turn their attention to our tabletoppers. Nongshim Red Force in their bunker spot.
और इनकी बैक साइड पे अरोरा गेमिंग है
really dicey for everybody on the east side. They have to push past such a difficult, impregnable position.
Hey, they found a spot though, right? E-Arena was able to find a little bit of space here and possibly some eliminations as WizGod is trying to drive by. He thought this was open. No, it's not. WizGod almost on fire, somehow still alive. And now getting taken out by Al-Ula.
All right, okay. Well, that was a crazy dash out of the open through the melee position. A team that we haven't talked about in a while is Aurora, who sit as a blocker to Al-Ula. And remember, they're chasing towards that smash zone. And they find a spot on towards Mormon as well, and knock over to E-Arena, and they are now down another player. Vitality pick up that flush. So Aurora denied the point, which could be pretty crucial if they do not make it into the smash zone here. But with Aurora in the buildings on the south side of this zone, as it pushes, by the way, away from Nongshim, that could be...
Aurora looking dangerous, though. They're actually going to be fighting out with E-Arena. That's a big one, a big fight about to take off as they're waiting for this next circle. This is still stage 5, but military zones are just so dangerous. Aurora are going to have this beautiful compound for now, so they don't have to move. Right now, they're just keeping eyes on Al-Ula, trying to get a few more eliminations. They know
fight सबकी है S2G के साथ. नॉनशम रेड फॉर्स के साथ फिर भी चिकन निकल गया. वो हाथ से मतलब सर्कल निकल गया, बट S2G पास तो मेन है जोन का तकरीबन बहुत मेन एरिया है, तो जो कि उसके लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम पाती
I feel like this is one of them. Team Flash, if soon as they roll out, they're going to get hounded down. So the ability to clear that out is brilliant. But then where do you go from there? Maybe you try and crash towards the arena, but we'll see what they can find in the fight with Flash as they roll up for a second rundown. So easy goes low, but he's still got a little bit more bite behind him. And he snaps back. Flash do go down. And no knock sent, but here come Nick Galaxy. They're straight into the fight. Oh, 1-2 go down. There they go.
What the boy, bad boy.
Galaxy with the targeted.
Noxium Red Force की पकड़ी भाई.
Strike. Take down the table toppers. Denied.
Out of here. Nick McGalaxy heard that fight. They knew who was on top of the hill. And they say, you know what? We want a piece of that, baby. And they got the whole thing. Noxium Red Force are out.
Nick McGalaxy with that भाई.
The arena still alive.
खत्म. Zone से के अंदर
Nick
से बाहर.
McGalaxy in just one fail swoop could have saved this tournament. And we could see another match.
My goodness me, but S2G 2G with that on the southwest side of the circle. Have to get a little bit to it. They've in the foothills of their position, and Lost is rolling up to it. There's a nade cooking, so have to be careful. Feel like they should know there's someone in the shack. They should know. As the nades are flying, Godlike are launching forwards. Kamikaze will certainly know about it now. Godlike wants to challenge on this hillside, the southwest side, getting hotter and hotter. Oh, okay, it's the Lone Ranger. On horseback, charging into battle.
Falak on the move, 1 horsepower, man. He's on the move. Can he survive? He hops. Jumps out for a little bit longer and survives.
Hey, he's got that big iron on his hip. He's ready for the fight. Godlike try to take it down. You're going to have to do better than that. One more under the belt for Falak, but he goes
No, Mark, यहाँ पे और नहीं.
and the circle
Teamwork 30 no.
over to S2G for Turkey. They
Yes,
have
Turkey,
the shot. They have the inside track. It is about to confirm.
And the whole lobby needs
S2G का निकाल गए भाई. खत्म मैच man.
It's S2G. They're alive. They have the ground. They have the ammunition. They could end this tournament right here, right now.
भाई मैं नहीं चाहता कि सर यहाँ खत्म हो ना भाई. मैं नहीं चाहता भाई. मैं नहीं चाहता यहाँ खत्म हो. मजा नहीं आएगा इस तरह.
Looking to get the chicken.
They could make it up to first place overall and down
Aurora Gaming
arena, so now
Aurora Gaming
to make it across. To be
2 point हो रहा है Aurora Gaming के.
victory on this.
Aurora Gaming बैक एंड पे चली जाए ना थोड़ी सी जिसके तरीके से थोड़ा सा मतलब वो किया जाए. बैक स्टैप किया जाए.
Away from the smash zone. One more team goes down. They are in, and on the north side, it makes it happen. Aurora will join the top 3 in the smash zone if we go to another match.
Oh, and you can see Zol. He knows it. He knows exactly where this S2G squad is. He spotted them. Did he spot Hen?
चलो नेड कराने की वजह से पता तो चल जाएगा. अरोरा को ये तो आइडिया होगा कि
Zol getting mighty close here. Oh, Hansuji does stand up. The fight waiting to happen. This could be the fight to decide this tournament. Well, whichever team owns this one, they're going to control this entire side of the map.
अगला सर्कल बताएगा कि किस पे बनेगा. अगला सर्कल बताएगा कि कौन चिकन मतलब कौन जो है वो चिकन करेगा या नहीं करेगा. क्योंकि ये सर्कल का तो आइडिया नहीं है. स्टेज का ही पर
is to take down S2G, who sit atop the mountain, presiding over the military finish. Nongshim Red Force swept aside with a targeted strike from Nick McGalaxy. E-Arena struggling, clawing their way towards the circle, finally fell apart at the seams and could not go the distance, but S2G have...
चलो भाई, अयाला नॉक होने वाले हैं, I think so.
You can see Kamikaze.
तो अरोरा की तरफ से एस पावर को नॉक कर दिया. फिनिश पर एस पावर जो है वो गोडल जो बगैर किसी पॉइंट के लिए खत्म हो गया. और टीम वाइटैलिटी पे मत करो, आपस में फाइट नहीं करनी. S2G से फाइट करनी है बस. S2G से ही फाइट करनी है तुम्हें. कोई तो भाई हल्का फुल्का बैक स्टैप करके फ्यूरिया मतलब कोई भी टीम हल्का फुल्का बैक स्टैप करे. S2G का एक आधा प्लेयर तो नॉक करो ना एटलीस्ट यार. एटलीस्ट इनका 1 या 2 प्लेयर नॉक फिनिश करो भाई. चलो कम से कम कुछ तो फायदा होगा ना बाकी टीमों को. मतलब बाकी से अभी एक अगर जी नहीं कर रहा मरना मत. अगर यहाँ मर गए भैंस की सीरी खत्म है. S2G चिकन निकाल देगी 100%.
If they battle this out, it's going to give S2G a massive advantage here in this game, as these are the 2 squads with a full team still alive in this tournament.
We need to put the aura in Aurora right now. They need to look big, play big, score big, get into the smash zone. because they are the only team really in the driving seat. The circle takes the backstop position out for S2G. Vitality are just gonna have to cross.
ये हाई ग्राउंड में कहता हूँ टीम वर्टिलिटी वाली साइड पे जोन 5 है, टीम वर्टिलिटी वाली साइड पे जोन 5 है। S2G जोन से पूरी निकले, S2G का एक प्लेयर नंबर 2 वाला प्लेयर है वो भी वहां ना, उस पे भी जोन ना, उस पे जोन ना आए, बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा भाई। वो जा रहा है उसकी तरफ, फ्यूरिया की तरफ। फ्यूरिया वाले पता नहीं क्या कर रहा है फ्यूरिया।
This is all about fight timing. If Aurora and Vitality battle each other out, S2G should have this one in the bag. And Top is looking in Vitality's direction.
Okay.
चलो देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है। अरोरा की गेमिंग, अरोरा गेमिंग पे को आइडिया, इनको आइडिया हो गया, S2G को आइडिया तो हो गया कि अरोरा गेमिंग है। और S2G का एक प्लेयर जो है वो इधर गाड़ी भगा रहा है बार बार, और ये फ्यूरिया के पास बहुत चांस है। अगर फ्यूरिया किसी एक प्लेयर को नॉक फिनिश करती है किसी तरीके से भाई, वो बहुत फायदा हो जाएगा S2G के खिलाफ, बहुत ज्यादा फायदा हो जाएगा यार।
The end of the tournament, we're watching the last game. If S2G take this one,
अब उनको क्यों कीड़ा कर रहे हो? जिनको करना चाहिए उनको कह नहीं रहे।
2 players up, but they could definitely disrupt this entire fight.
Down the line.
Here we go. One more zone shift. One more zone shift to decide who's going to have the advantage. And if S2G are going to be able to take it.
S2G को Vitality को नॉक किया।
Now it's only
Vitality का भाई फ्यूरिया लाइक डेड हो गई शायद, फ्यूरिया डेड है शायद। हाँ, और चिकन आया, नेड आया लॉन्च की तरफ से, एंड खत्म।
With their chance to take it all away, but S2G with only 2 limbs, they don't need any more than that. All they need is the win, and with 3 teams beneath them. Oh, look how important Aurora think this res is. Top calling for assistance. It's needed, and Kamikaze rolls out to
कर गई भाई, एक प्लेयर भी नॉक नहीं कर पा रहे S2G का, एक नॉक, चलो अच्छा हुआ। एक चीज चाहिए, आखिरी बंदा रहेगा, बहुत अच्छा भाई, बहुत अच्छा भाई, बहुत अच्छा है। S2G चिकन से दूर चली गई। ओ भाई आखिरी प्लेयर रहेगा, आखिरी प्लेयर है कामिकाज़े भाई, कामिकाज़े रहेगा पूरा चिकन भाई। क्या इसे कहते हैं चिकन थ्रो करना भाई। मैच पॉइंट पे पहुंच गए, अरोरा गेमिंग भी मैच पॉइंट पे पहुंच गई है।
The broadside, Reefus goes low but stays alive, and down go S2G. Aurora keep it going. We are going to Miramar.
We to the desert, and we only knew that in the last second. That one was way too close. Right then.
ये भाई बहुत खतरनाक, बहुत लगा
palm of their hand.
उससे ज्यादा
And they are going to feel so bad about that one. Oh,
they had the high ground.
That high ground. Oh. Aurora with the charge through. It felt like the knocks were there. Everything was lining up. But they built that house on foundations of.
चलो भाई देखते हैं क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता।
To go.
भाई ये पूरा मेरे को ये होता माफिया।
Oh my goodness. It's games like that. Of nightmares. Stick with you, that you remember, that you wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night just thinking, just looked in this direction, made this one little move, we could have won it right then and there. But this tournament's not over. 2 more matches left to go.
I mean, what a finish coming through Kamikaze nearly getting this elimination onto Reefus as well. You can see how low Reefus got. Yeah, those nades got cleaning him up as well. Aurora, fantastic play coming through from them. They drop military, they stay military, they win military. That is how you want to close down Erangel. And what a sigh of relief for Nongshim and for E-Arena, who have another crack at this Smash victory.
Yeah, and I mean, I got to give some a major love to so many of the teams that we saw. Fudia put some good points there towards the end. Nigma Galaxy, honestly. Nigma Galaxy pushing, taking out Nongshim right there.
Kinda crazy.
That was crazy. And I think all of these teams need to give Nigma Galaxy a little pat on the back, say, hey, thank you for that one, because that was dangerous.
Absolutely, dap them up. We are going to be heading out for a few, but make sure you don't go anywhere because there are crucial games left to play. Let's see what we got for you.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, now a dark horse has arrived in that Smash Zone, as it's none other than the silent killers of Aurora Gaming. Because this squad, we have said it over and over again, if you give them a chance, they will take it. This squad has been through everything. They have had multiple global MVPs. The only thing that's missing right now, Max, is that trophy. And now that they're here, everybody that was in that Smash Zone, you better watch out.
Doc, I'm sorry. I was doubting you this tournament. He woke up and he chose violence that game. Oh my goodness, Vitality, S2G, it does not matter. He was chasing you down. And because of that, Aurora make it right into the Smash and can be competing for that trophy.
Can't they just? And guess what? We are looking at the final few matches here. We are going to be going into Miramar. Aurora do very well on Miramar. 9 times out of 10, they are big fragging, big winning. Cannot wait for this next one coming up because Aurora are in. They just might do it.
Yeah, and the position that they were in too, obviously on that bottom zone of the hill, they had Vitality to worry about. One player from Furia, and obviously, you know, you look at S2G sitting on the height. Lost, moving out of position there, and obviously Aurora catching them off. You can just see the dominance that this team has when they're under pressure.
15 eliminations out of this squad, 25 points total. And Hachu said this too, and we gotta make sure we double it up too, because Nigma Galaxy, everybody that wanted to go one more game, thank you, Nigma Galaxy. See, because you see Lucky Spin available now, go check it out. Co-created with PvP creator Nana, but you were wanting to say something before we were talking about those awesome skins.
Talking about the bottom teams, right, the teams that have nothing to lose, I want to look especially at the Indian teams, right? Orangutan, and also looking at God like AKOP had some really good plays, by the way, earlier today on Rondo specifically, so good one on AKOP. But at this point, it's just about getting experience. Just try and get as high a rank as you possibly can. I would say top 10 would be great to see you try and one of those G teams to try and finish on, but I'm sure that with how much they've learned this event, next time we do see them 7, they're going to come back even stronger, maybe in PMGC.
I think so. I mean, we already seen a strong performance out of OG, this one being now their second international event. For Godlike, they have completely shattered my expectations, even though after what I saw from earlier on, I had them in my top 5 for the finals here. The pressure, I feel like, ended up getting to them because it is their first international event. But I'm with you. I think that experience that they're going to be getting here is going to progress not only just for them, but also for India as a region.
Oh, exactly. I mean, if you look at the likes of X-Force Rejects, for instance, down in Africa, right, the African region, their global experience has been moving forward and actually influencing other teams around them in their local area. So it's the exact same thing for our Indian teams here. I've been very, very impressed with Godlike, very impressed with OG. Even in the finals coming in here, day 3, looking really good, making some fantastic plays against the likes of Tiamba, like a lot of different teams here. I do think that, yes, the experience is one thing here, Seven. That's definitely not to be overlooked because they just don't have the experience these other teams do. But I will say, even I was surprised by the big jump between group survival and finals. Like, it's a completely different lobby than what they played earlier in the week. So for them, it's just really hard to adapt as well. And yeah, they're getting left behind, but still massive GGs. I'm very impressed.
Completely different playing style here in the finals. Group A, we got a chance to see just tacticalness. Group B, we got a chance to see aggressiveness. And survival, we got a little bit of a sneak peek. It was still passing, but now we're here in the finals. And now we only have possibly one match left. If nobody wins it from the top 4, then we will have that 6th match. But Barney, do you think it's going to be ending here in this first Miramar, or are we going to go one more?
Oh my goodness.
What is happening?
Dude, my heart is coming out of every orifice that I have, Lucy. I don't know what is going on. It's getting insane. It's getting so spicy here on the Gadir City grid. Of course, we now have 4 teams that are on Smash Point. We've got Nongshim Red Force.
Yes, indeed.
Arena.
Since a long time.
I know. It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
S2G.
it was a long time ago now.
And of course,
just Aurora Gaming just cuts it now.
I know, they're all fighting, battling tooth and nail for this right here. Our beautiful PMWC trophy and the legacy,
of course,
at EWC.
And I think there is people from all over the world as well, like watching them. And I think our audience is ready as well. Everybody's like, one more game? No, don't want one game, depending of who you're rooting for, actually.
That's right. We step foot onto Miramar for a 2 times, potentially, but it could all end in the next match. And so, everyone in the Gadir City grid, are you ready?
Of course, make some noise! Here we are, back to you, Caster, for the game 5.
There you go, setting the stage perfectly there. Shout out to Barney and Luke, you've been absolutely killing it over the course of the event, and so have you, Paris. You've been absolutely electric here in the Gadir City grid, and all of us are sat in anticipation for what is yet to come as we move over from Erangel and set our sights on the new geometry that is Miramar Blank.
And we said goodbye to Rondo, we said goodbye to Erangel, and we are saying hello to our 2 final Miramars, which will cap off this tournament. PMWC at EWC. It has been an absolute slammer of an event. But right now, that last game, not so much. It was a bit of a slam dunk from Aurora. And S2G misses the boat on that one.
And Eamon, I think what hurts most is that could have been the full 3-pointer blank. They were set up for a nice swish in through the net.
Yeah, they were. They absolutely were, but bounced off the backboard, directly back into their own face. I mean, the Kamikaze, completely understand it. I think his center position movements have been throughout the tournament.
All right.
This one, not so great.
Okay.
I think sometimes you do have to peel back and realize we need the full 4v4. I think a lot of the time Kamikaze's gone for those center anchors. It's been fine because they've had the majority control anyway, and what he does by doing that is massively secure the win because he's able to play that position very effectively. That time around, when you've got Vitality up in that northern edge, you've got Aurora trying to push up the hillside, you need to fully reinforce that position, otherwise that happens. Either way, we were discussing it's a tough one because right now Aurora's on an absolute high. They are losing rounds at the moment, but for S2G, that's a mentally booming game.
It's going to get you. It's going to get you, even with the strongest mental fortitude. A game like that, you have to completely reset and effectively try and just play this one in isolation. Treat it as a best of one game, forget everything else. Because, yeah, otherwise you kind of sat there with the thoughts of that was our championship game. We were very nearly in reality where we could have been crowned champions.
अच्छा जी 4 drives
outcome, and of course, like we touched on, with 2 games left to go.
चिक्का वैसे तो 4th राइव का जीतना नामुमकिन ही है, नामुमकिन है, मानना पड़ेगा ये सच, मतलब तस्लीम करना पड़ेगा कि 4th राइव का जीतना नामुमकिन हो गया।
Already, they did it yesterday on game 6. E Arena hasn't looked terrible on Miramar either. S2G is known for their Miramars. So we'll wait and see how it does pan out. We're just waiting to get into game right now as everyone gets set up and ready to jump in. All fun on screens. I don't think it's been the worst of tournaments for them. It's just there has been some missteps, right? And I think that it wouldn't be right for me to say that they played fine throughout the entirety of this tournament. They have made some missteps here and there. Sometimes I think Neptune actually put it very well. They play very reactive into some of their late games, where I think there are some good decisions as they leapfrog into the circles, but then when things start to go wrong, they really go wrong, and that means losing one player here, one player there, trading off for things that they weren't quite expecting. But we do know that once Ulf gets towards an endgame as a 4-man, they look fine. They look really good. But it's getting there, which has been the difficulty for them. Aura Sleepy currently is doing an incredible amount of work for the squad today. Looking fantastic. We have seen them to lose that Arundel earlier on, where it felt like a sure thing. Tiamba was just showing up in a big way.
They were indeed. It was great to see the rise back to form for Tiamba. The topsy-turvy road for Enigma Galaxy. Squad's not a narrative thing to be picking into as this develops.
Aurora Gaming, yeah, gaming.
For it. We're about to go live with this one. Miramar, Game 5 here at PMWC, at EWC 26. Looking to crown another new champion, another new organisation to fly the banner high, and our next 4 kings of PUBG Mobile here on the grand stage, live from Paris, France.
Penultimate match. It's going to take an ultimate game for some of these guys to get it done. 4 teams vying for control right now. Other teams looking to break in that 122 points barrier to potentially take it all home. Final match, we're looking at Tiamba for Enigma Galaxy to make that jump. But there are 4 teams that could stop it right here, right now. Going into map number 5, Nongshim stopping out short over towards Ruins as per usual. Nice playing path for them. They can get looted very, very quickly and move into the
circle जो है वो देखते हैं कहाँ बनता है, सर्कल का पता चेक करना पड़ेगा। सर्कल कहाँ बनता है ये देखना पड़ेगा हमें, ठीक है। तो सर्कल ही डिसाइड करेगा कि कौन सी टीम चिकन करती है या कौन सी, लेकिन लास्ट टाइम में तो एसपीपी का चिकन था, मुझे लग रहा था कि यार चिकन हो जाएगा पर सोच रहा था कि किसी न किसी से रोक लिया जाए, बट ये S2G जो है वो चिकन नहीं कर सकी। तो देखते हैं क्या करते हैं। वैसे अगर देखते हैं कि भाई MVP कौन बनता है, सबसे ज्यादा ये देखना पड़ेगा कि MVP कौन बनता है, MVP की रेस में कौन कौन से प्लेयर है ये भी देखना पड़ेगा। S2G को बहुत फायदा है भाई, S2G को बहुत फायदा है भाई, बहुत ज्यादा, समझ रहे हो।
Yeah, we're around El Azahar, Hacienda del Patron. Kind of don't want to center up too much around here because we're heading over towards those horrible.
तो बहुत दूर है, मुझे लगा कि इधर से दिख रहा है, मतलब मैप में दिख रहा है कि 4th राइव और अरोरा गेमिंग पास है, बट हकीकत में देखें तो बहुत ज्यादा दूर है ये।
Press 2G straight shot towards the center available for them here. I think they're fine playing from truck stop. Nongshim Red Force a little bit more of a journey, but can wrap on that north side. And again, jumping into this one, got to get a move on, just like Naruto Uzumaki, just straight running across that water. Bring some heat to the equation, some fire with the Ninetales Fury Orc skin as well as the Naruto Uzumaki set. Plenty to win in game, plenty to grab. Make sure you do join in. But join us now as we head back into the game.
Yeah, that'll always be there waiting for you whilst the event.
अब ये देखना पड़ेगा सारी टीमें क्या करती हैं।
Take advantage of it. Obviously early doors into it initially. No over-aggression necessary from the teams, not worth the risk due to the damage it could do back upon you. So it will be a fairly safe opening few minutes here of looting for a decent majority of our squads. Bit of a split there from OG early with the 3-1 setup, Aru further back. Resulted in a bit of commotion as well. More to potentially our first 4. Elimination as Godlike do get line of sight down onto OG.
Yeah, good shots from S-Power. Again, he has really made a name for himself here. Very well known within his own region, but now on a global stage. Known to be able to tango with the best of them. Incredible clutches throughout the entirety of the tournament for S-Power. Honestly, this is supporting him wonderfully.
देखते हैं कि भाई कौन सी टीम, क्योंकि आप तो इनको वैसे जीतना तीनों का मुश्किल है भाई। 22 पॉइंट है, अगर स्मैश पॉइंट इसमें हिट भी करे तो अगला मैच आखिरी है, उसमें क्या चिकन करेंगे? तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि ऐसा होगा। सही है।
See them on our screens right now. Still looking for some supplies. Mini 14 switched out there for the M16. But not set up. Well, I want to see what he picks up. Tiamba, genuinely from Impala right now, would be nice to see them getting another strong match in. Already shown they can do it. And with how tight those rankings are towards the top, I mean, just look at 8th through 5th. You're looking at 103 to 105. That's a big jump up in prize pool as well. And it may all end here on this match, so you can really switch things up very, very quickly. I think for Tiamba, getting a top 5 in this event would be a really, really good result for them. A bit hard to jump up over towards that top 4 with E-Arena on 123. I think that does bear mentioning though of E-Arena 123, because remember the first match on Rondo, they hit 122. Over the next 2 matches, they have earned a single point. And this is what Smash Ruling does to you, man. Because you are so focused on getting that shot in, so focused on hitting that smash that you forget that this might just go all the way through to the 6th match. And then Nongshim just takes it off the back of the tiebreaker between them and Aurora.
Now that is the double-edged sword to it. You're scared to play it out like a regular game due to the fear of having it at your fingertips and not getting that instantaneous win.
टॉप 4 टीमों को बच्चा खासा मिलना है, 5 लाख, 2.5 लाख, फिर 1.5 लाख, फिर 4 लाख डॉलर, 4 लाख कह रहा हूँ, 4th प्लेयर का 1,20,000, फिर 5th वाले को 1 लाख और 6th वाले को 9 लाख, 1 लाख फिर 90,000, फिर 80, 70, फिर उसके बाद 60, 50 और आखिरी वाले
teams trying to first onto the big dogs in the lobby that are in the smash zone. So that's been saving these games and keeping them going for a bit longer. Shots on target, but goes both ways. Bit of damage back over onto Ulf, and the 4th Thrives boys do start to turn tail.
Lovely pick up from Hazaifa there. He had his eyes over towards that. Understood that that's a potential position a team could be playing.
4th Thrive अगर वैसे देखा जाए, 4th Thrive जो है उसने $71 कर लिए यार, कहीं ना कहीं 4th Thrive 5वें नंबर पे है ना, तो वही मतलब कोई $1.5-2 लाख कमा ही लेगी, $1.5 लाख कमा लेगी। हाँ, उनके लिए अच्छा है, बट जहाँ बात आती है ट्रॉफी होती है भाई, $5 लाख तो $5 लाख ही होते हैं भाई। $5 लाख के फिर $1 लाख में $1.5 लाख में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है भाई।
Yeah, it's not a win though.
Scarface, tight timing on the turnaround here. Being ran down by 4th Thrives. He's calling for the backup and they're starting to swell over. Ooh, so I don't know. He's tucked in, finally found by Falak.
Which is the 4th Thrive
This is just as the rest of Ulf have pulled up to the party as well. And they've got a read on this, they know. Instantly peppering the bullets back, and there's no reason to be here anymore.
It's so central. But I think you're right, Ulf just really
ULF जो है वो यहाँ से वो करेगी, निकल जाएगी यहाँ से, मुझे नहीं लगता कि यहाँ रोकेगी वो।
Might be elongated with the nades, been thrown through the windows, playing off the upstairs can get very dangerous in there. Dropping those mollies as well. Zone 2 though coming up, and Zone 2 will cut in very hard on Miramar. Plenty of fun areas. This could head over towards on some hard shifts. Can it over
retreat कर जो किया 4-5 जो है वो 1 पॉइंट के साथ है और 4-5
Armada. Cruz the Valle. Water treatment also. So a lot of
दिलवाले में जोन बन गया है, दिलवाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे। अगर सर्कल की बात करें किसको सपोर्ट करता है तो नौशिम रेडफोर्ड को सपोर्ट कर सकता है, ऊपर से घूम के जाती है तो अहोमाडा में जाके अहोमाडा में जाकर रुक सकती है वहाँ। और दिलवाले में तो वैसे जो वो अगर दूसरी टीम है तो अरोरा को बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल होने वाली है सर्कल में जाने के लिए ना। देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता। अरोरा गेमिंग मुझे लगता है बहुत लेट रोटेशन करने वाली है। हमेशा जो टीम चिकन करना चाहती है वो लेट रोटेशन करना शुरू कर देती है, अगर लेट रोटेशन अपनी गेम छोड़ देती है जो उसकी गेम होती है पॉइंट्स वाली टीम वो गेम करती नहीं है, फिर या उनके लिए ना प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है।
This does feel slow as well, Jackie, for Nongshim, because I think they stopped off almost in Oasis. Had to think about what their next move was going to be, and they're still just making it across. It is rocky ground though, so they're slowly finding their way in. But again, the more time they waste on this rotate, the more teams are going to make those wide routes. Furia being one of them, they're actually going to meet them on the roadside probably quite soon, and Furia has not been traveling through the blue. Right now, the rest of Nongshim Red Force are trying to keep themselves a reasonable HP count. Close now.
ULF कहाँ गए? ULF 10वें नंबर पे है और 2 प्लेयर बचे हैं उनके सिर्फ। ULF सोलर्स की तरफ से तंकी को नॉक कर दिया जाता है। ULF जो है वो OG को ऑल्टर करते हैं, OG के आरू बचे हुए हैं और वो नेड करा रहे हैं और मुझे लगता है ये नेड एंड होगा ULF के लिए। आयरन क्या गया नहीं, और पीछे देखा तो अलूला भी आ चुकी है, फाइट में, और विज गॉड भी नॉक कर जाते हैं। आयरन का ये ULF को बचा पाएंगे? नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। और पीछे ये रीना जो है वो आ चुकी है। फाइट इधर फाइट होनी है, फाइट है।
But Nongshim Red Force, they're kind of on the
दूर दराज देखा जाए तो 4-5 की नजर आ
रही है।
देखते हैं भाई भैया जी कहाँ होता है जी।
They're going to take a very quick move in. You can see here Egos playing bumper cars alongside with them are so easy, moves forward. The rest of the team hasn't quite regrouped yet, but they've got the 2-man on this. Egos stops short over towards the concretes, forcing Nongshim Red Force.
और उला के जैसे आरू को फिनिश कर देते हैं और OG सबसे पहली टीम होती है जो खत्म हो जाती है। ये सबसे पहली टीम जो होती है इससे निकलने वाली है OG। सही है जी भाई, अब देखते हैं कि कौन सी टीम कहाँ जाती है कौन सी है। वैसे यार मेरे मुताबिक सबसे काइंड ऑफ बेहतर मतलब मैप होता है चिकन निकालने के लिए मेरा क्या सोचना ये है। बस देखते हैं क्या करते हैं क्या नहीं करते, वो देखना पड़ेगा। लूला के प्लेयर बच गया मुंह में आएगा तो वापस आ गया, बच गया, वरना भी कुत्ते की वोट मरने जा रहा था।
Oh, there you go. Quick switch on the seats. Easy.
गैलेक्सी साहब खत्म, राव खत्म, सिर्फ खत्म नहीं। वो एसटूजी के फॉलो कर देते हैं। मुझे लगता है 4th राइव डेड हो गई अब यहाँ। 4th राइव जब एक प्लेयर मरता है 4th राइव सारी खत्म। 4th राइव सिर्फ नॉक नहीं होती, 4th राइव सीधी फिनिश होती है।
Nongshim continuing.
मुझे लगता है अब डेड हो गई।
Really hampered them in every single turn on this. Consistently Igor's dragging the rest of his team to better position, even now moving over towards the north side to get a better beat on where Nongshim Red Force is rotating in. This is really presence of mind here from Furia, being very proactive of where teams are, gathering that information, and where coming in might be combated by Igor's in the future.
अच्छा जी भाई,
so annoying. Alula will find
वो
Aaron
भाई
that is off
में जड़े हैं ULF Esports खत्म हो चुकी 2 टीमें मार गई हैं
An easy one for Ulf at all here.
वो है ULF और
back-to-back fights. She started off losing a man.
बाकी टीमें जो सारी सरवाइव कर रही हैं
punished by everyone. Now Vitality are just sandwiching behind Furia as well on this push-up.
नॉनशिम रेड फोर और फ्यूरिया के आपस में फाइट हो सकती है देखते हैं नॉनशिम रेड फोर फाइट को कैसे मतलब वो करती है
Got a scope attached. He's got
टीम वाइटैलिटी पीछे से आ चुकी है फ्यूरिया के प्लेयर की बैक साइड पे बैक स्टैप कर रहे हैं क्या करेंगी वो देखना पड़ेगा हमें
deadly at distance. Ayala spots Vitality having a peek over. Just trying to figure out
Ayala मरेगा यहाँ
Tizzy stayed behind for Nongshim Red Force, ensuring that there wasn't going to be any cheeky rotates over the north side. He's going to get
पूरा स्क्वाड है अगर ये नो
soon because Aura is making their way in, so we'll be able to pass that information across. And honestly, for Nongshim Red
फिनिश इसको बचा नहीं कोई पाएगा ये तो पक्की बात है
up position to Furia. Maybe play over towards the ridge side. The road does expose some signs.
तो देखते हैं भाई क्या करती हैं फ्यूरिया भी 7 पे है और वो जो है उनका 3 पॉइंट का फर्क है 5th पोजीशन से
Furia consistent.
ये रीना उछाई के साथ क्या बुरा हुआ है यार
Gets that information now and will move.
पूरा स्पोर्ट और
Knows you're being chased. Sky jumps out into
और स्पोर्ट को आइडिया हो गया कि यहाँ
damage. Rest of the squad still continue to maintain a safe distance behind Tizzy on the follow-up.
चलो देखते हैं भाई क्या करते हैं
Attention back round towards that angle to provide support. Oh, bumpy pathway in the buggy, but Tizzy's still going.
That's nice.
Gets over the ridge.
Very smooth. Yeah, good shots from XZY as well. Back them off. I mean, takes a little bit of damage, but provided enough support there. So heading over towards the west. Alula actually have quite a decent comeback here on this one. Nick he can play out from the south side of Cruz de Valle.
और बहुत सारी टीमें हैं फोरा है सोलाइक है S2 भी है बैक एंड में थोड़ा सा मतलब लेफ्ट साइड पे है जंबा और विटालिटी की फाइट हो चुकी है मिलू नोक
We're getting those shots in. Very quiet game so far, other than Ulf as well as OG going down. Even Tops now from Flash moves over towards the mound on the eastern side. Check if teams are trying to rotate past them on that south side. This is like it's very different to a lot of the other games we've seen. Nobody's taking any chances. Everyone's trying to garner as much information as possible on these rotates.
Yeah, it's far more tempered with the plays that are being made. You can
Aurora Gaming.
There's a VIP team, one of the squads that are within the smash zone, so it's set up to make it uncomfortable for their entryway. So it's set up here down towards the bottom side. You've got a close grouping of 3 of the other smash eligible squads in Aurora, S2G and E Arena.
Aurora late to this one. They stayed in
बहुत लेट रोटेशन कर रही हैं और जिस साइड पे जा रही हैं उस साइड पे ये रीना फाइट हुई तो बाकी यहाँ फिर दोनों टीमों का मसला हुआ लेकिन ये उतर जाएगा अगर इसको देख लिया उतरेगा सीधा उतरेगा भाई उतरेगा खुले से जा रहा है बच गया भाई मुझे लगा
गया Actually a playable spot. I mean, he's threaded the needle on that one. The
rest जो है यहाँ है और लगता है डॉग की तरफ देखने है कि यहाँ क्या लोकेशन है क्या लोकेशन है
top of the roof. I was thinking if Doc goes down here, it could have been hellish. The rest of the squad now confident to join him on the push up. Wow.
और S2G की तरफ से अरोरा को नॉक कर देता है
making the plays that we know he can deliver on. That's S2G.
माना नॉक किया जाता है जंबा की तरफ से और माना फिनिश भी कर दिए जाते हैं शायद ये रोटेशन के बीच में वन रोटेशन होगा और सौम्य भी नॉक किया जाता है और सौम्य फिनिश भी कर दिया जाता है मुझे लगता है टोटल जो वो एंड पे
play coming over. You got Joker off into the distance. S2G still getting a read on this. These 3 squads were so close to each other.
अच्छा जी देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है S2G कहां पे काम का है S2G को भी जोन में जाना है मुझे नैक्सिम रेड बॉल मुझे लगता है कहीं जोन के ना मिड मुड में बैठी हुई है
There's a chance at a chicken dinner here in match 5, slightly more difficult. With Alula still controlling center zone. Down towards 6. 4 thrives. Able to grab another point here. Nongshim need to move though. So Easy's actually outside in the blue at the moment. Taking a fair bit of damage off the back of this one.
Aurora Gaming 3 प्लेयरों के साथ बची है
they want to play. I mean, still out there. Come on, man. Get in. I don't know what he's trying to say. I think he's waiting for Tops to get off the angle or something. I'm not sure. Finally, we'll regroup with the team, but burning through meds to do it.
That's been a caveat we've seen happen a couple times for this team. Always feeling like they're kind of somewhat trapped in the dirt and then having to burn a lot of utility.
अच्छा जी चीज़ों कहाँ जाएगा ये देखना पड़ेगा. ये 4-5 को kind of zone मिल गया. Kind of zone मिल गया 4-5.
See that. Furia knows that they need.
एक बंदा तो है वो ज़ैफा तो है IQ पीछे से आ जाएगा एक जगह पे होल्ड कर लेंगे ये zone. रीफर्स और डॉग जो है वो जा रहे हैं सर्कल की तरफ. मिड में अब देखते हैं क्या किया जाता है क्या नहीं किया जाता. नॉक्सिम रेडफोर्ड जो है वो फ्यूरिया पे पड़ रही है पुश हो रही है. एक प्लेयर नॉक होने वाला है यूनियन. अच्छा जी गोल्ड लाइक शायद डेड होगी ना. हाँ गोल्ड लाइक डेड होगी. नॉक्सिम रेडफोर्ड के लिए बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो चुकी है. नॉक्सिम रेडफोर्ड के लिए बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो चुकी है.
So easy will move away. Vitality giving Nongshim a little bit of life force here.
और देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है. त्यांबा वाली साइड पे जा रही है और वाइटैलिटी और त्यांबा उधर और ये बहुत जैसी पोजीशन है बढ़ गए रहे त्यांबा के बीच में.
You can play highs on this one, yeah, for sure. It's free, it's open.
All right, just beneath them, that's where Tiamba is stationed, so it's going to work out. They get tucked back in.
यहाँ एक या दो प्लेयर भी नॉक फिनिश कर दिए जाते हैं त्यांबा की तरफ से तो बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होगा. नॉक्सिम रेडफोर्ड की तरफ से. और यहाँ क्योंकि पीछे से डॉग भी फाइट हुई तो अरोरा गेमिंग भी मैच की टीम को बैक मारेगी. थर्ड पार्टी करेगी जरूर. तो ये बहुत सारी चीजें होगी मतलब टीमों के लिए. तो देखते हैं भाई क्या करते हैं. नॉक्सिम रेडफोर्ड होगी जो भी तो देखते हैं कौन सी टीम जीतती है.
Scary stuff though, but yeah, Nongshim Red Force can play this for the time being. I'm not sure how likely Tiamba's going to allow this to go on without contest. Maybe a couple of nades sent upwards, but yeah, highs and lows here. This is very playable. Tiamba, when you get sent
अच्छा ये फ्यूरिया पीछे से आ गई है नॉक्सिम रेड फोर्स पे वो करना फाइट लेने के लिए. तो देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है क्या नहीं.
Better result for them. Yeah, Fury is locked out. So that was a nice swing through from Nongshim Red Force. Some slow decisions today.
Aurora Gaming no.
They want to play stuff out, but that was a quick.
आइडिया की फाइट हुई. Aurora Gaming को फ्लैश की तरफ से भी बैक स्लैप किया जाता है.
Getting the first aid kit off.
देखते हैं भाई क्या होता है.
Dinner's not happening.
और Aurora Gaming डेड होगी इस गेम में तो भाई खत्म. ओ भाई भाई भाई.
That's the final name.
टीम फ्लैश की तरफ से खत्म.
Back up as Reese as they get that one.
कुछ ना कुछ कर रही है कि चलो टॉप 5 में तो आ जाए ना.
Lights go out. Fury are advancing though. Looks like they've started to run out of the nades they had available with how many staggered fights they've had, dashing the last few down.
It's actually cool because the way Nongshim Red Force layered on that top side as well, it forced.
अरे भाई टीम फ्लैश और फ्यूरिया जो है नॉक्सिम रेड फोर्स पे था.
Nades are being pulled in the meantime.
Oh, Furia dead. Furia dead.
Really clean and
getting team खत्म.
Yeah.
Bye.
Lose them away on entry. Fury are chasing them for so long, but no, not today.
Vitality on that note.
भाई नॉक्सिम रेड फोर्स डेड है. और भाई नॉक्सिम रेड फोर्स कह रहा हूँ डेड नहीं है मतलब रेड फोर्स बहुत इजी के नॉक होना था पर बच गया. इजी बचा कैसे यार मुझे समझ नहीं आई.
Federales has to now back over towards Aura. This next fight between Nongshim and Tiamba will be the decider of how far Nongshim gets into this game. Can't imagine that Tiamba's going to come Alula's compound because a very priority for absolutely everyone. May see a crash on this.
S2G अच्छा 4th try के बिल्कुल बैक साइड पे है.
Going to become more impactful.
अरे ये बहुत बुरा
Fury crash down onto Nongshim. Look at that. Perfect utility play over in a split second.
वो ट्राई के दोस्तों जब टीम फ्लैश के
thing is Vexy on that back line with the mini 14.
और भाई S2G
Let's go in. So, yeah, this is the fight I was talking about. They're all in one corner right now. Utility still looks good for Nongshim. Molotov towards the back line. Does get a good amount of down towards Milu. He's burning out. Might actually go down to this. Great molly from So Easy.
But humans
are nice. So Easy knock, will be knock. Easy और XYZ रह गया.
It's a 1-for-1 trade. XCY and Tizzy up for Nongshim. Free play.
हो चुका है. और पीछे से भाई टीम वाइटैलिटी भी आ गई. हैवी बाय देखते हैं क्या होता है.
The quick switch is good. But Vitality's here to play. Upstairs the molly goes in. Might just take them all.
ओ भाई टीम वाइटैलिटी ले गई. खत्म. नॉक्सिम भी खत्म. S2G रह गई और ये रीना रह गई भाई.
What a game from Nongshim though. Very very, very difficult one. They made a lot of cool decisions there. Took it as far as they could. But Vitality was always in the wings.
टीम फ्लैश पे पुश कर दिया था फोर्थ राइव की तरफ से और टीम विटालिटी शायद वो कर रही हो अबे बाकी यहाँ की यार ये कटिया टीम बैन को एसपूजी कट्टी टीम बैन चोद
So there is no chance to catch your breath now. It's all kicking off. Flash again responding. T24
फोर्थ राइव तक खत्म
Vexy upset
भाई फोर्थ राइव डेड
S2G going to make that rollout now over towards Flash. 4th Thrives. Looking to finish off what they started here. Zias is down. Tops is just dropping.
कुत्ती के बच्चे एक नंबर के बैन सब कुछ कर नहीं सकते दूसरों की बैन को फाइटों में घुस रहे हैं बहुत
Hamzy G will
भाई
Vitality lose Federalis on the background. Ida pushes forward. Alula holding on to this. 5
मैचेस में लगातार 4 मैचेस में ये लोग 22 पॉइंट रेंज निकाल रहे हैं ये लोग 23 पॉइंट भाई
can't believe Federalis is still
क्या होता है भाई ये स्कूल के हमारी टीम ही ये रहना भाई
Shots back over from Razak as Vitality gets the shot on to try and finish things there. You can see the split on either side with Ian still sitting, waiting. Absolute contrast there. S2G, they've been so proactive. 6 elims constantly in play.
मुझे लगता है
arena just
वो कर देगी चिकन कर देगी
the name of the game
असली जैसे खेल रही चिकन कर देगी आराम से
then previously the arena's looking for that
looking for that
chicken and playing in from that south side. They have the roadside ridge line to play around with. So okay, we'll find another. Razak goes down potentially. Oh, just about lives the spray. Good.
पीछे से ये arena आ गई बैक स्टैप करने में करो इनको बैक स्टैप बैक स्टैप किया था इनको बैक स्टैप करो मार दो इनको मार
Goodness me. I mean, how gifted can you get on this one for Alula?
Every time it shifts, they're counting their blessings more and more. No one's taken that risk to try force them out of the position just yet. S2G from long range, that's Vitality. Getting the sight line onto them.
So sad for Ida as well because they've just dragged them.
चलो भाई जिसने जीतना जीत जो इसी मैच में जीतो मैच को तफा कराओ खत्म करो भाई फोर्थ ड्राइव में बार-बार हमें उम्मीद रखने का कोई फायदा नहीं तो उन पे उम्मीद रखने का कोई फायदा नहीं किसी किस्म का कोई फायदा नहीं है ये तो अच्छी बात है ये है कि जल्दी
lost able to grab that one. Another elim gone.
जिसने भी इतना S2G जीत जा भाई जा हाँ जीत जा भाई जान छोड़ो भाई फोर्थ ड्राइव पे हम उम्मीद नहीं रखना चाहते अब इससे ज्यादा मैं नहीं किसी पे उम्मीद रखना चाहता फोर्थ ड्राइव जैसी टीम पे तो मेरा मूड यही है कि भाई
Emre takes the knock there. Should be Ida just down now. As Alula gets set up towards that the arena will clean up the rest.
नंबर पे चलो फोर्थ ड्राइव को $1 मिलेगा ही
kicking for Ida though, desperately trying to stay.
$1 तो मिलेगा ही दफा कराओ बहन से जो भी करना है
See how far you can go.
चिकन होगा भाई S2G का S2G का चिकन होगा चिकन करेगा खत्म
Looking to redeem themselves after that last game. There's certainly a chance here. Up to 8 eliminations on the match.
Lost with a reposition. P90 in the hands. It's Mormon that sprays back over to get the final knock onto Ida. Out now.
होड़ा भी गया ये रीना के टोकर की तरफ से अच्छा जी अब मतलब होगी
finally getting some shots on the nade.
Good dash.
Oh mate, S2G. They thought they had that one right on target, but it barely misses.
S2G के काम में उनकी नजर पड़ गई है.
At the end here, could smash right here, right now. For Alula, they have a fantastic position to finish this one out. But the likelihood of this ending in this game, Jackie, very, very high.
भाई क्या भाई अब मैं चाहता हूँ जान छोड़े भाई खत्म करो भाई खत्म कर दो भाई इस चीज को बहन चो फजूल बार मैं एक टीम जिसपे भाई उम्मीद रखना बुरी चीज है वो उस पे हम उम्मीद रख रहे हैं फायदा कोई नहीं है तो इसलिए फायदा ये है कि मार दिए वो कर दे खत्म कर दे जाए
I mean they've just popped all the tires on that buggy, understanding that it's better to have it with no tires than one and dragging as they move it in. It's going to be slow, sure, but maybe better than nothing down the hillside. Vitality desperately hanging on by a thread at this end game. We're getting down towards stage 9. It's going to pull all these players inwards. More E-Arena desperately living.
चलो भाई अब टीमों में से अलूला के अलावा कोई भी टीम अगर चिकन निकालती है तो भाई खत्म मैच खत्म इधर गेम खत्म हो गई.
For that victory here at PMWC. One vehicle.
S2G भाई S2G के पास
now for them that look decent. Smokes are starting to be sent out from either side, both S2G as well as E Arena.
इनको टूटू
down the gates of
S2G भाई पुश करने वाली शायद
he attempts to get into the vehicle. Soul K is going to swing wide on this one.
E Arena भी आगे आ रही है.
The quick repairs have paid off.
पोजीशन बहुत हैवी है लेकिन इन दोनों का गया लूला वाले.
Through their line of smokes with their own cars on the move. They got a good sightline block.
उस पे नहीं इस पे नेड़ फेंको गई Arena गई.
Will not be said for that. Their eyes light up. Bullet shot out downrange. Keep the punishment on. Meanwhile,
चलो E Arena का तो खत्म होगा शायद. E Arena का तो खत्म. E Arena खत्म के E Arena चिकन नहीं कर सकती.
Flushed out for E Arena.
Neither team wants to make the
play. S2G का काम ही काजे नौ का. S2G भी गई.
MCG up front doesn't go very low. He goes stuck.
Oh S2G खत्म.
He's bounced off the geometry and gone flying up in the sky, but their dreams might be dashed back down to reality.
Why hamstring
punishment
खत्म. S2G भी खत्म. E Arena
to keep this game in contention. Loss hits the deck, nade out, air bounce there, doesn't get the damage through. The last to make it happen.
E Arena खत्म.
See the real villain.
Oh my God! क्या चल रहा है यार? क्या चल रहा है?
Finish for Alu. The arbiters right there at the ending teams still being in play. Magnetized onto that compound, orbited by two victors. What a disappointing finish for both S2G and the Arena. Not in the sense of disappointing in the gameplay, but just disappointing for them.